All right. Because we are in 2025, which means that we have to go through and do our top 10 best movies of 2024. And in retrospect, we have to think about all the great accomplishments of man and about how man went to the moon in 1969. Mm-hmm. And in 2022, the moon came to us, which is why for the third straight year, the What the Show movie of the year is Moonfall.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni.
Hello, everyone.
This one's for you, Vicini.
Popping open an MG 2020. That's how you know it's the start of a new year. Trying strawberry kiwi tonight, folks.
Here's the first taste reaction to the strawberry kiwi.
It's a flavor.
Nice.
I'll be drinking it for the rest of the evening and probably getting
You can
progressively
really
more.
taste the apples.
I don't know what's in bum wine that does that. I did text these fine gentlemen today. I'm in the seedy part of town. That could only mean one thing. And that one thing, of course, means getting bum wine, MD 2020. They do also sell wild Irish rose at this location. In case you're wondering. Next week, if it does snow, maybe I'll have to
Yep, we
get this guy
actually
back
have
out to warm me up.
we have snow in our forecast for next Wednesday, and that's rare here. So
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
Wish us luck, everyone.
we might be shut down for like a week.
Were you also able to place bets on horse fighting at this establishment that you were purchasing bum wine at?
Horse fighting?
Horse fighting.
The sport of the future.
You could probably bet on it, I think.
They definitely had like a basement where there was some horse fighting going on. I'm pretty certain of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There, it is a drive-through liquor
Agreed.
store. So there you go. I've never been to one. I know I've heard of their existence, but I have never personally been. I did not drive through. I'm really honestly, this is how I feel about purchasing MD 2020, which I have only ever done for the purposes of this show. And I have now done it in 2 different cities, 2 different states, okay, which we have lived in. And the first time I did it, y'all know that story. Well, at least AJ and Juice and Mike do. I'm not going to reiterate it again. It's a classic. But anyways, whatever. So today, Mike purchased it for us last year. So I was like, hey, can you send me the place where you got the MD 2020? So today it's my turn. I go straight from work. And I'm just like, oh gosh. And I go in there, and the last time I purchased MD 2020 in Orlando, the store wasn't super populated. So I already was like, okay, I'm going to have to interact with one person that knows that I'm purchasing MD 2020, but at least not a lot of people will, right? So I go into this store, and it is popping because everyone else is also just getting out of work and wants to head to the old drive-through liquor store. And I was like, oh gosh. So I literally waited for a minute until it kind of cleared out because I didn't want to walk by people letting them know that
Bob.
Yes, Bob. Friend of the show. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know if I want all these people in this store to know what I'm purchasing. But I also then was kind of like, how fun would it be to go through the drive-thru and be like, I would like 2 MD 2020s, 1 blue raspberry, 1 strawberry kiwi. Cheers to you, Bum One Bob. Cheers to you.
MWB.
He's got to be in the hero conversation for you guys, right?
Yes, we have literally had him on the
He's
show.
been on the show.
And he is legitimately a gem of a human being. We're big fans.
Yes. So as you can see, we
could summon him here tonight.
We have 2 of our most legendary guests back again. Benny and Moose are going to join us now. For those of you who don't know, they also have their own podcast, the Extra Movie Butter Podcast, where they dropped their top 10 lists already. However, they decided to join us tonight for a little fun. We're going to go over and react to everybody's lists as a whole anyway.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we do ours a hair different. Where if somebody says a movie and someone else has it higher on their list, we punt it and we just talk about each movie once. So,
Yes.
say I have something at number 10 and Bethany has it at number 9. She'll say punt. And we don't talk about it until we get to her.
Can I bring up an honorable mention for me? What really would be my number one movie, if I'm being honest. It's a movie I just learned of tonight, but it's really just, entered my heart, you could say. It's called Voices of Heart, and it's from Snapshot Film. It did win, these are its accolades, Best Motion Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Sound. This is the poster, and yes, that is Mike and AJ. They are the stars. And it will be coming to theaters this Valentine's Day, which is why it's not eligible, because we're discussing 2024 films.
It'll be on next year's list.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't believe in punting as Detroit.
Take my money now. Take it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm invested. I will be there opening night. All right.
If I'm able to invest as like a silent partner,
Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, looking at that
In
hairline,
Bremar's
like,
one.
I should
Oh, wait,
go to
not that
Turkey.
You should. You would do well there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at the hairline on that poster. I think that.
Yes,
yeah,
AJ, you're looking very suave. I have to say, truly.
a trip to
wow.
Turkey should be in the cards.
Before we get to our top 10s, I wanted to throw a curveball at everybody. Before we go into our top 10s, I want to hear everybody's least favorite movie of 2024.
I wasn't prepared.
Mine's easy. It was actually the very first movie we saw in theaters, and even though it had one performer who was excellent in it, 100% it is going to Mean Girls, and it didn't even come close to the original. Renee Rapp was fantastic in it. The rest of that movie is a train wreck. And Mean Girls gets my least favorite movie of the year for 2024 that I've seen, because if I was going to include movies that I refuse to see, then Dune 2 would win.
Thank you, Mike. I hope you listened to our podcast and heard my thoughts on Dune 2.
I started it. It didn't drop before I got to work, so I'm only up to your number 8s right now. So.
He's made it to 8.
Son of a bitch.
In summary, fuck Dune 2 and those who love it.
You
In Dune
bastards.
2's defense, which I'm not going to give it a full defense here, but I will say there is one instance in which it is good to watch, and that is only when you're on an airplane, how Denis Villeneuve intended it to be seen, which is in fact how I did watch Dune 2 for the first time, and I have zero regrets. I think that's how it was meant to be seen. So
yeah,
that's my recommendation. If you still haven't seen it yet, Airplane. That's the way, 100%.
While you're
Airplane.
also playing Balatro, if you can, like you have to the mini window of Dune 2, like you can't take up any more than like this much of your phone, and then the rest is all Balatro.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I knew this was a mistake.
Worst film of the year. It might be. This might be. Okay. For me, I don't know. I'm sure I've seen some terrible films. I'm gonna probably go with the one we saw most recently, and this might be recency bias, but there were parts of it I liked, but overall, yeah, I think Sonic 3 was pretty trash. I'm just gonna say
It really
it was
wasn't
pretty
very good.
bad. And I know that I am the sole female on a podcast right now full of men that had very formative years in the 90s. So I'm sorry,
80s.
but Jim Carrey annoys the shit out of me. And this movie was very Jim Carrey focused, and it was terrible. And he was like doing his most Jim Carrey, and I was like, I can't watch another minute of this. I did watch the whole thing, but no, thank you, never again.
It's not even close to the first one, and even the second one is better than it. So yeah.
I've never actually seen any of the Sonics.
The first one's
The
cute.
first one's well worth watching.
You're not missing out on much. The first one is good.
The first one's good.
If you're looking for Knuckles and Sonic, you can watch them Saturday night. They will be playing the Commanders.
That
is how-
nice.
That is how I like my Sonic and Knuckles personally.
Moose, what would you say was your least enjoyed movie of the year?
It's probably going to be a 2 for I think Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver is just it's like having an abortion like with an accountant sideways. It's the worst. Like, yeah, I absolutely hate that movie
You
so
painted a
much.
picture there.
Like, it's terrible. Like, it is so bad that, like, the most intriguing part of the movie is Wheat, because they just show like an hour and a half of Wheat in slow motion. It's fucking disgusting. And Joker was my least favorite movie a few years back, and the sequel to it is my least favorite of this year. I
Didn't bother with it.
Didn't like the first Joker at all. Despised it. That Joker Folie à Deux was just bad.
Benny?
Well, Moose already mentioned Joker 2, and I will go with Joker 2. I think to encapsulate it, it's like if you were having an abortion while your childhood pastor made really intense eye contact with you throughout the entire process. That's what Joker 2 is like. The music is bad, the performances are bad, the story is bad. It's all just bad.
Wow.
That should have been on the poster.
Yeah.
It would have got more
They
business.
have
that
sold
way.
it for me, actually. It's like having an abortion while your childhood pastor stares at you intensely. I've been like, actually, now I'm kind of interested. I'd be like, women's rights, let's go.
And my
Power
least
to the
favorite
ladies.
movie of the year was Longlegs because it was like having an abortion in the 90s.
Wait, when it was still legal? That sounds good.
No,
We're on the
but there's
abortion
like a
train,
giant
baby.
Bill Clinton. Like the biggest Bill Clinton you could think of.
I didn't think about
Oh
it.
wait, yeah, you're talking long legs, AJ,
Yeah.
and that's for serious for.
Oh yeah, I did not like Longlegs.
I
at all.
actually I was about to say the same thing. I was gonna bring up my most, not my least. I still have it ranked pretty high, but
Please compare
my
it to an
most
abortion. 'Cause that seems
disappointed. I won't go there, but it started out very, very good, and then I lost me, or not lost me, but just I felt like it was setting up an amazing second half, and it just.
How did 12 minutes into this episode that topic get mentioned so many times on an episode discussing film? Here we are. It's 2025, baby. Half the country's on fire. The other half is frozen. Let's go. Climate change is real, everyone. Anyways, with that said, I think we should let our guests start us off with their top 10. So, Benny.
Wait a second. Oh, you guys both agree. Juice and AJ both agree.
Yeah.
Long legs
Yeah,
is your least
that it
favorite.
was long legs. Yes. So we have 2 votes for Long Legs, 2 votes for Joker 2. So these both sound like they're terrible films. 1 vote for Mean Girls and 1 vote for Sonic 3. Those are our worst films of the year. Some of the movies that are on my list, people might consider the worst films of the year that are on my favorite films of the year, and they're wrong, and it's fine. But with that said, because I read left to right, as I read English, we're going to start with our guests, and we're going to start with one that I see left on my screen, which is the one and only Benny. What is your number 10 film of the year?
Just to warn the people, I'm going full spoilers right out. So if you've not seen Conclave, plug your ears, friend, because I'm going to spoil it all. So if you want to see a great political thriller, and if you want to see amazing acting, Conclave is world-class acting. It's world-class political thrilling, beautiful cinematography, beautiful imagery. And then when you think it's giving you all it can,
Beautiful.
it
ball.
hits you right in the liver with hermaphrodite Pope. And then you're just like, it's got everything, baby. You can't go wrong with Conclave, baby. It just keeps giving the entire 2-hour runtime.
Wow. That sold me.
You
I
were
saw
not
that.
wrong.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm so behind
might
on
have,
movies.
we might
this
have to
year.
watch this now.
So behind. Like some
It
movies make
is a
award
comedy.
Beautiful
so
film.
behind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, anything that appears to be you said it's comedy, but anything that appears to be a drama, that's at 2 hours or under, and I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
It's worth it. Go Ray Fiennes for the Oscar, baby. World class.
Oh,
I'm
I do
all
love
for that
Ray
too.
Fiennes.
That's just a blanket statement as a whole. We're big Ray Fiennes fans here.
Yeah, can't go wrong with them.
How about Moose?
Maybe the third most handsome bald man. Ray
Who's on
Fiennes.
an Imperial, would you say?
AJ
Nelly
Tucci,
Savalas.
we agreed off screen. Tucci's number 1. AJ's number 2. and of
Yeah.
course Ray Fiennes number 3.
No, okay, that's fair. I agree.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat the Touche. I get that.
Yeah.
Touche should be
Mm.
number 1.
Yeah.
100%.
My number 10, I put on here, but I also hold a grudge against this movie
Okay.
because of a certain show that will remain nameless. Picked out of a hat randomly that my fantasy football draft would be determined on this movie, and that would be The Fall Guy.
And we're gonna punt that.
We're
That's
gonna punt that.
gonna be a punt.
And
Give me a
I was jacked because I was like, dude, like
It should have
this
made
movie
money.
is gonna kill.
Made money.
I was like,
I
this
really
movie's
thought
gonna
Moose
kill.
you had it in the bag this year. I'm disappointed, truly.
I was like, I'll get number 3 pick overall.
That's
And
what I
then-
thought.
And I was the only one in the movie theater seeing this, and I was like, well, I'm fucked.
I really.
So we're gonna punt.
We're punting. Yeah, we have it
Wait.
higher.
Yeah,
To say my quick piece about The Fall Guy, one, obviously Ryan Gosling is incredibly charming. Emily Blunt is incredibly charming in this movie. Winston Duke is incredibly charming in this movie. Hannah Waddingham is incredibly charming in this movie. I said it in our review on our podcast that I love that Hannah Waddington is starting to get some major roles in Hollywood post Ted Lasso. She was incredible in that. She was incredible in this movie. Aaron Taylor Johnson's incredible in this movie. It's just a lot of fun, and it's a love letter to practical effects and stuntmen. And the action's palpable. Look, there's a dog called Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie who teams up with Ryan Gosling. Like, this movie's awesome. Why the fuck didn't anyone go see this except for me?
I know. Can I find an audience now? It really should have gotten more love.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
I'm glad Ryan Gosling didn't exist when I was 14. My life would have taken an entirely different track.
What about Mickey Mouse
I
Club?
appreciate that.
And
Oh,
remember
AJ,
the
what's your
Titans. Yeah, remember the Titans.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Titans.
I'm older
Well,
than you, Moose. I was
yeah,
not
that's-
14 when that came out.
He was also on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse doing it up, Much younger, obviously. All right, AJ, what is your 10?
Who's next? Okay.
My number 10 is A Quiet Place Day 1.
I'm going to
Ooh.
punt that.
Wait. So if your movie is on, okay,
Someone
explain
else's
that
list
punt rule.
higher.
Yeah,
You
so
punt.
we punt it and then we all talk about it together.
Yeah, like
Oh,
once
got
it's
it.
to the
Fall
highest.
Guy.
Okay, so got it. So
we get the punt rule.
I got a punt for A Quiet Day 1 too.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So
whoever
right-
has it highest on the list is when we'll
Highest,
finally
and
talk
that's
about
when
it.
we all
That's when we
give it its
collectively-
like
yeah.
flowers. Then basically.
All right, number 10 for me, a movie that I liked, like when we watched it, and then like the more I let it sit with me, I'm like, this was actually a lot better than I thought at first when I let like the theme and everything settle in. And it's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
Anyone else have it on their list?
Nope.
my
So-
honorable mention.
This one I was toying between this and another movie for what was going to go at number 10. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I went in there, obviously knowing, hey, this is obviously still the Planet of the Apes universe, but they're using new characters. They they clearly had to, and the beginning of the movie didn't really hit me super hard. But then when you realize like everything that was happening in this movie, even if it felt like minute, was happening for a reason and was building and building and building. And by the end of it, you didn't want it to end. And I was so ready for the next one, and I still am. I thought Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was really, really well constructed to be a world-building film, even though it was the fourth in the franchise.
Pacing could have been better. That's the only reason it didn't make my top 10. But it was good. I did enjoy it.
Some of the
Monkey-
human
But I-
stuff. Yeah, some of the human stuff was for me, but the ape stuff was
Yes.
top notch.
Which is really, I feel like, in the, I guess, like most recent series, that's how I feel about all of them. I'm always like, more ape stuff, less of these boring humans.
Apes on horses.
Apes on horses, okay?
Just remember
I
when the
feel
guy
like-
was like, Amy Bad Monkey.
Yeah.
I feel like I might get
Oh,
I'll go.
I might get punted here, so I'm gonna test the waters. But I have at 10 challengers. Is anyone punting?
I am not, but I have
No
thoughts
punching.
on
Okay.
challenges.
Honorable mention.
Y'all are wrong because it should be in your
AJ,
top
you
10.
don't have it?
I'm kidding.
fuck! I haven't seen
I
that
hadn't
yet.
seen it.
That's my favorite.
I
I have it
won't.
at, I have it
yeah,
at
I won't.
12. I have it at 12.
I won't
It's not
give
far
too
off.
much away. Oh, is that your new sidekick, Juice? Wait, can I see him up
I'll
close? Sorry, when you
I'll
when
I'll
it's your
get
turn,
to
you
what I'm doing
explain.
next. Yeah.
Challengers was phenomenal. Okay, like this is, and I'm gonna like sound a little dumb here, but it was one of those movies. I saw the previews. I thought I kind of understood. As I'm watching the entire movie, the entire time I was like, I don't even know if I'm understanding the plot of this movie, but I'm liking it. And I'm on the edge of my seat the entire time, which I know is probably not what you're expecting from this movie with the trailer you saw. But like the tension in this movie, which yes, most of it is sexual, but the tension in this movie is so palpable, and the score is a big part of that. Like truly, the score is so phenomenal, and you're just like, I was anxious the entire film, and which is such a weird, like, again, when you see the previews of this movie, you're not expecting that. But yeah, like it's not a difficult premise, but yet the entire movie I'm like, what is going on? But I loved it. Like I thought, like, just the acting is phenomenal, the tension is phenomenal. Truly, the score is what makes this movie. Like, no lie. If you haven't seen it yet and you're gonna go see it for the score. Like, it truly has you on like the edge of your seat the entire film.
Or just listen to the score like when you're at work or in your car or something, because
It's so good.
It's really good.
That's my piece on Challengers. I highly recommend it. It's good. Yeah.
I'm mixed on Challengers, but if you are someone that likes tennis movies, I have a challenge-ition to you. Watch Battle of the Sexes, then watch Challengers, then watch the 1986 movie Jocks. Like the whiplash you will get if you watch those 3 movies in a row will change your life forever.
It's truly something. Maybe, it's going to be a cold Saturday rainy afternoon. Maybe that's my Saturday afternoon plans.
You should do it. It will change your outlook on tennis forever.
Zendaya had a big year this year. Big year for Zendaya.
She was great in that movie. Like, that movie wasn't for me, but she was so good.
She was so good. Like, you can't deny she was phenomenal in that movie. Yeah, even if you're like, I don't entirely understand what's happening in this movie, she's great in it.
Juice 10.
All right. So first off, I'd like to introduce a new sidekick character.
Yes.
Dr. Juice. He is an IPA from, I don't even know where the brewery.
Look at him! I love him.
But my friend's bar didn't renew for another year, so they closed down, and they had the Dr. Juice leftover tap.
Is that Elysium?
The brewery? No, Parish. It kind of. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I love Dr. Juice. Look at him.
But, I went there they gave me the tap handle for final parting gift. But
Aww,
and whenever we play trivia, our team name would be Dr. Juice's Loose. You'll find out more about that when we get to the villains bracket.
I'm excited.
I don't want to do like hyperbole like I always do, but I would die for him.
I would die for him. I agree.
Anyway, so now with me here for forevermore. All right, so I went into 2025 only having watched 7 2024 movies.
Yeah. Gonna make your list easy.
I now have a list of 22 movies, and so I wanted to watch the movies that I wanted to watch. And so I don't have a lot of like horrible movies that I saw because I wanted to watch the ones that I thought I would like. And I didn't have this in my top 10 as of recently, but I decided this needs to be my list. And I had a great time. And I'm going to give you a visual demonstration for this movie.
Oh, please do. Wearing the really sucks lady.
Roadhouse.
Yes!
Oh gosh.
I love
Rhoda.
that for you.
2024.
That's
Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors. And yeah, it's not the original Roadhouse, but it doesn't need to be. It's just its own little fun adventure on a Florida Key, and they fight. That's all you need.
Juice, do you just want to bail and go watch Roadhouse with me?
Roadhouse.
Yeah, finish. I need to know everyone's number ones.
And I just really find that Family Guy bit of
Yes.
running around saying Roadhouse just
May I
hilarious.
say something about Roadhouse?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think it lives up to the 80s one. But the fact that Post Malone was willing to go shirtless with man boobs was so liberating for a man like me that's sporting the double D's as a man. Thank you,
Yes!
Post Malone. Way to have the courage to get out there, motherfucker.
Across from
Posty.
Jake Gyllenhaal, the Golden Adonis.
That's right, man. Way not to body shame Post Malone.
Yes.
And
The
still
worst-
look tough and kind of like good looking. Like,
He wasn't
just
bad in that
can't-
movie.
I just
so
cannot
yeah.
get over the shit-eating grin that Conor McGregor has on his face in the entire movie. It's so distracting. Roadhouse.
I spent many nights.
It's
Many
great.
nights
I love
thinking
it.
about the many coconut drinks in the back seat of that car. Just the logistics.
Benny, you got your number 9?
Oh, I have my number 9 right here.
That was an incredible roundhouse juice. Or excuse me, Dr. Juice.
Beautiful.
Well done. Beautiful.
So as you guys know, like I'm a fan of 80s and 90s movies, and one of the hallmarks of bad action movies in the 90s was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, and you know, Bloodsport is one of the greatest movies ever made, but I've been waiting for someone to say we can do that with half of the budget and with half of the skill. And this
Absolutely.
year, finally, someone stepped up to the plate and they said, we're going to do it. And The Last Kumite, they did it. It is a remake of Bloodsport with half of the talent, half of the budget. It's shot essentially on a camcorder for $18, but it's glorious in all
I'm
the
sold.
right reasons.
Stop the count. I need to like go watch a movie.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
2024,
We'll pause
baby.
for a little bit here while AJ goes and watches it.
Everybody just take a break.
Don't you?
Good night, everyone.
Don't you?
Bye. No, I was kidding. Okay, before we do that, before everyone goes and watches the movie, Moose, what is your number 9?
I gotta. Well, I don't know if I have to punt. Benny's number 10 is my number 9. I didn't get the
Conclave?
role at that point in time. Yeah, Conclave is my number 9. Anybody got it higher?
Should have punted when he said it, but yeah.
That's okay.
But
Yeah.
now
Yeah,
you
but
understand.
we're good.
Does anyone
We're
else
good.
have
We're rolling.
Conclave?
Yeah.
Does
no,
anyone else have Conclave?
No.
So now you can. Yeah, now you get to
Yeah,
talk
now
about
you can talk about it.
For all of the reasons that Benny said. The movie is
valid.
just, even if all you're tuning in for is just great acting performances, you're gonna get it out of its 3 leads with Ray Fiennes, the Tooch, and John Lithgow. And I said it on our podcast. I think John Lithgow will go down as like one of the best character actors, maybe of all time. Lithgow
Harry and the Hendersons
crushes
forever, baby.
with that fucking Harry and the Hendersons. Damn right, partner.
Yes.
Yeah, Lithgow rocks. He's great in this movie. The Tooch. If the Tooch doesn't get a Best Supporting Actor nomination, we're fucking rioting. We're gonna burn Hollywood again. And of course, I can say that I'm an Angelino, so I can say that I live in Los Angeles. But yeah, and Ray Fiennes, I think Adrian Brody will probably win Best Actor for The Brutalist, but Ray Fiennes absolutely deserves to be in that conversation for Best Actor. He crushes in this movie. But yeah, it's atmospheric. It's beautifully shot. I like the twist at the end. I know there's a little divisiveness behind the twist. I was all good with it. It felt great. It felt timely. So yeah,
It
Conclave.
didn't feel Dan Brownie. Like I thought it was gonna feel like Dan Brown, and it didn't. And I think that's very good for it. Also, when they showed the priests like fucking smoking and on their phones and shit, I was like, oh, now we got a movie.
yes. It's like, oh, there's the accuracy in this movie.
Yeah, like I really like Conclave. It didn't hit the heights with my others, but
it's a slow
really
burn,
good.
but I like slow burns, so we're going
Yeah.
with Conclave.
John
AJ,
John Lithgow, one of my distant cousins.
Really?
yeah.
I brought up, I think I said that on the show the other.
Can you
You
get me
did,
a lock
yeah.
of his hair?
Yeah.
Who?
Thankfully,
How?
we're distant enough.
How?
There is
All right,
a connection to a 16. Well, that's another show, but I'll reveal that answer on another stream.
All in due time.
Can I volunteer, please, to be on that stream? I would love
Yeah,
it.
boy,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always welcome.
You're on the always welcome list.
I'm gonna have a chart. Oh my god, I have a giant whiteboard at my house in the garage. I will pull it out and I will like
Please do.
literally
Yeah, we'll need you to
illustrate
fully
like the connection for the
get the
audience.
strings and like some pins or something.
I love it. I'm here
That's
for
a
it.
long phone conversation.
Charlie in the mailroom.
Yes, please. I need it. All right, AJ, what is your number 9?
Michael, I'm gonna need you to say one word. That word is punt because my number 9 is trap.
Punt.
Oh.
That
My
Michael.
number
I
9
thought
is
about
also
Michael Scott.
So
you're
I
quoting
assume
Michael
I'm being
Scott.
punted as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I thought you were talking about
I
the John
have a-
Travolta
yep.
movie.
No,
Yep.
Michael should be my number 1 most years because God, I love pie. But no, Trap is my number 9 movie of the year. We'll discuss later.
Ben Bateman's whiteboard. Yeah, did he give you his whiteboard and that's the big whiteboard that you have in your garage? That was a good one, William. That was a good reference. All right, what is your number 9?
I suspect I'm about to get punted as well because my number 9 is Inside Out 2.
Punt. Juice?
Your 9?
Oh, you were trapped, Bethany, for 9?
Yep.
My number 9 is most certainly going to get punted, and that is Wicked.
Punt.
Punt.
Okay.
All right, we're on to 8s. Benny.
All right. My number 8, I think this may get punted, and I didn't know this movie existed until Mike Deacon said it was on his list. And then I went and watched it, Y2K.
Punt.
Oh God, that movie.
I got nothing but I will not stand for slander of Y2K.
Oh, I can't wait to talk
So
about it.
good.
right.
Y2K rules. We're a Y2K podcast now.
Oh my God, my wife and I
We are,
watched it
we
on
really
New
are.
Year's Day because I was like, this seems ironic. And yeah. Good God.
Moose, what is your number 8? Yeah, we're up to 8.
I know this movie will be punted. My number 8 is Twisters.
Punt.
Punt.
Yep.
AJ?
My number 8, once again, is Y2K.
Wait, hold on. Where do I have Y2K? I know Mike's punting because it's high for him. Punt for me, actually. Yeah, that's a punt for me.
So mine's
Yeah, okay.
mine's an
Mike's 8?
iffy one. I think this might get punted as well. My number 8's Gladiator 2.
Not for me.
I didn't have it on the
Oh,
list.
no. Okay, no
Okay.
punting.
Yeah,
Reason
no
for
thanks.
it. I love terrible CGI. And the shark in this movie might have been the worst
It's pretty
CGI
bad.
I've seen in any movie this entire year. But like all kidding aside, like I watched the first Gladiator the night before we went and saw the second one, and I liked the way that it tied together. I know it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but for me, just it had the scope and honored the first movie without like there was like one or two scenes that I felt that did slap you in the face with it, but for the most part, it was kind of taking what happened, taking a little piece of the first movie and making it into something else. And it has Denzel giving one of the most performances of the year.
Denzel is full on Denzel.
Good.
One
Yeah,
of
he's
the
good.
most
Best part
performances
of the movie.
Yes.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, best part. And if he doesn't get a Best Supporting Actor nomination or Best Actor nomination,
Yeah,
again,
he was fantastic.
Are
criminal.
we
They
burning
should
Hollywood down again?
Yeah.
They should
Maybe.
retroactively give him a nomination for every year back to 1988.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, honestly,
Even
if I
Heart and
was
Souls?
the Academy, I would nominate him just
No,
to have
it's not
him
that
be in my presence. I'd be like, I just want to hang out with Denzel. Bring him on down.
Heart
AJ,
and Souls,
even
it's the
heart
other-
condition.
Heart condition. Okay, yeah. I Heart and Souls was the RDJ one. I always get their names mixed up.
William, yes, it was the one movie.
So Paul Mescal, who played the main character in Gladiator 2, did anyone see After Sun, which was 2 years ago, that had the same actor?
No, but I've heard good things about
The
it.
same actor is I watched that movie a couple years ago, and he's the same age as me, but 2 years ago, so he'd been 26. He's playing this like dad, and you would think like he's in his 30s or so.
He does
like,
seem more mature.
Seems
he's
very
like-
mature.
Yeah.
And then I watched Gladiator 2, and I'm like, wait, that's the same actor. That's crazy. That guy was like a dad. Go back. We're the same age. So
Can I say, I think his best work is the stupidly cut for time SNL skit where he's a bartender in Ireland, and it's the like,
Yeah.
because that literally is so accurate. Listen, as Americans, we love claiming our Irish heritage, and we all really think we're gonna go back to the mainland, and they're gonna just like welcome us with open arms, like, "Hello, fellow Irish people."
So he's 28.
I loved Roadhouse.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
we
He's
love
28,
being
but
Irish.
Yeah.
Why is he the upper?
quality?
But why is he the upperclassman? My girlfriend met at tennis camp. Anyways,
Bethany,
Where are we? Oh, 8.
You're
all-
8. Oh my gosh,
8.
what was? Wait, Bethany, what was your 9? I wrote Bethany under 9
Trap.
instead of
Yeah, it was punted.
trap. Okay.
I also can't wait for Ireland to become a state. No, they deserve better than this country.
I'm starting to get bum wine for him.
And number 8 might be punted. I'm not sure. Furiosa.
Punt.
Okay,
Mhm.
we will wait to
Mhm.
discuss that. Juice,
Cheers.
your number 8.
Ooh, my number 8. Oh, I closed out of my list. Sorry. Ooh, this will probably get punted. The Substance.
I
punt.
still haven't seen it. I want to. I've heard so
Huge
like very
punt.
good things.
It's
I know
so
AJ's.
good.
Yeah, I know AJ.
I heard JT's
Substance.
review of it, and what he said, I don't think I'd like it.
I don't
You
think
will
it's
not.
Nope. Nope.
Are we the
Chat, what
only
do we
that had it
do?
on the list?
Chat, what do we do? My mom wants to watch The Substance.
Don't let her.
Don't let her.
Not
Benny,
like
where
her.
are you with number
Intervene.
7? Number 7.
Intervene. Yeah.
All right.
Benny's 7. Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go with an Oscar favorite that I've just watched in the last week, Amelia Perez. Does anyone else have that on their list?
It's not on the
No,
list, but we
but
watched
I'm
the musical number.
Fascinated by it, and I want to watch it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
nice to
watched
meet
it
you.
last night,
Vagina.
Benny, after our podcast. And if my list wasn't solidified, yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah. So, like, I won't go into spoilers since it's a very recent movie. But I will say that there are very few musicals outside of Wicked that have mass grave songs. And if you're going to have a mass grave song in a musical, the way that you do it is the way that Amelia Perez did it. And, you know, like, I don't care if it has subtitles. I don't care if it has political messages. It had a song about mass graves. And that's what a musical fucking needs in 2024, baby. Amelia Perez, go watch it.
Benny, I love you.
Endorsement.
Thank you.
Love the bastard.
All right,
Sex change operation. I see.
Mm.
I'm in it for that
Penis to
song alone,
vagina.
honestly. What a wild time. What a wild time.
Moose, what do you got at 7?
Speaking of musicals, I'm going to get punted. It's my number 7 is Wicked.
Punt!
Yep, punt. Love a
AJ,
good musical.
I think I'm also going to get punted by somebody here because my number 7 is Dune 2.
Punt.
Ooh.
No,
Punt.
but for other people, yes.
Punt, fuckers.
Only on a plane. Only if you're on a plane do we punt it.
This is the one movie
The
I
mic.
actually think I try to make my list is always like what am I most likely to want to watch again, and I have a feeling that over time this movie might actually go
I
up
think we
on
have
that.
the same.
My number 7 Saturday Night.
Same. Live from New York.
It's
We
punt.
both have Saturday
Punt.
night.
Punt.
At 7. Oh, we're punting it.
Punting,
Okay.
yeah.
Punt.
Well, I'm being
Yep,
punted.
punt.
Wow.
Let's see.
Oh, good. Great. Punt.
What was it?
It's good. It's great. And I'm going to punt.
I'm gonna punt.
So Bethany 7.
It's also
Also
Saturday
Saturday
night.
night.
So yeah,
Got
it's being
it.
punted.
Okay. So mine is Nosferatu. Anybody see
I
that?
haven't seen it yet.
I have
I
seen
don't
it,
think
but
it's
it's not in my
for me.
top 10.
If
See
I'm
you
being
Saturday.
I dug it. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw the original. Like I watched a lot of the 20s, 30s monster movies, but I don't think I ever watched that. But it was on a lot of people's top
That's
10
like
list.
the original monster.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I've seen Mummy and
That's the
Godzilla and Invisible Man and whatever. But
Oh yeah, it's getting a little warm in here.
I saw a lot of people's. It was on some people's top 10 lists, so I figured had a free Tuesday, and Tuesday is when we get like $5 movies at the local movie theater. So went and saw it, and yeah, I had a good time. It's nothing too crazy, but it's nice and creepy and weird and keeps you on the edge a little bit. And since I hadn't seen the original, I didn't really know how it was going to go. So
Here's the
good
question.
overall experience.
I have a hunch that the two gentlemen below me probably have seen it. Have you all seen Shadow of the Vampire?
Mm-hmm.
That movie fucking rules.
Yes,
Slaps.
it is. It's a
Slaps.
beautiful movie.
So
I'll say this, and I'll try to articulate it through my intoxication. If you can, if you can stand silent movie, the original Nosferatu from the 20s is an amazing movie.
Yeah,
it's creepy as shit. Like, and I personally think it's better than this version of Nosferatu.
Mhm.
Like they're both fine, but the 1920s one is something special, man.
Mm-hmm.
Benny, who played the vampire in the original Nosferatu? Come on, hit me. with it.
Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
No, shit. No.
Count
No,
Orlok
it was Bela
real-
Lugosi.
I
No, it
learned
wasn't.
that in Shadow of the Vampire.
It was? Oh my god. I'm sorry.
He's sure.
and
Okay.
one just like a general out there. Has anybody here seen The Last Voyage of the Demeter?
Yes, we reviewed it
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, we did. We had Video Drew on the show on that
so
one.
good.
It-
Like I will. It was on paid VOD when I was in the hospital, and that was like, oh my god, it's such a great concept. But I want to do the thing that people are joking about, where it's like you watch Nosferatu, like you watch the Eggers one up till the boat, and then you watch all of the Last Voyage of the Demeter, and then you watch the rest of Nosferatu. I want to do that.
No,
Really
do
bad.
that. It's
Do
worth
that.
it. Like it redeems both movies. It's really cool to do.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna experience Eggers maybe the first time. But yeah, sorry.
Benny, number 6.
Number 6. Okay. So my number 6, I don't think many people saw it. And I'll be honest with you, like I saw this movie because there's a parallel universe where I'm in jail for stalking Kate Blanchett. It's not this universe. Like
Yeah,
in this
you have a
in this
thing for
universe,
Kate.
my love for Kate Blanchett is normal and okay.
Right. Right.
But she did a movie called Rumors. And if you have not seen Rumors, it's absolutely insane. Like none of the dialogue makes any sense. Like everyone in the movie is having a conversation that no one else in the movie is having. It's a zombie movie with no zombies, and it's a political movie with no political message, and it makes absolutely no sense. And the chaos and the Kate Blanchett of it is beautiful. So, like, if you have 2 hours and when you just at the end of it, you want to go, "What the fuck was that?" Watch Rumors. It's beautiful.
Sold.
Told me
least-
already.
That's how I like my movies. At the end of 2 hours, going, "What the fuck
Yeah.
is that?"
Alicia Vikander, who was my favorite actress for a while, is in it, so I'm in.
She's
Well,
only
I
in it
think
for,
what
she's
we all
literally
know
only in it for
Is it
4
not?
minutes.
You know?
Okay.
What are we on? Number 6,
Six.
right?
Moose.
Okay, Moose.
Yeah,
6.
the bum wine's kicking in.
Yeah. Whoo, God.
Would you
feeling
say that it's a hella good time, Benny?
I enjoyed it. I don't think most of humanity did, but I enjoyed it.
Hella reference went right over you there, pal.
No.
Kate
Like if you're an
Blanchett.
MCU fan, this is not a movie for you. This is like a guy watching The Brutalist sober kind of movie.
This is like throwing a frisbee to no one. All right.
Yes.
My number 6 is probably going to get punted. My number 6 is Saturday Night.
Is anybody else higher?
Yes.
Okay, so punt.
Punt still then.
Punted.
AJ.
AJ?
6.
My number 6 is going to shock you where it's placed. My number 6 movie of the year is Twisters.
Ooh.
Who are you? You live in the Midwest. That's disrespect.
We were on their show for that.
Yeah. And you know what? I saw 5 other movies since that.
Wow.
Damn
And you
these
know what?
5 movies.
AJ did like 3.5 hours worth of like study on actual twisters before he came on my show. And AJ, you're the greatest, man.
AJ
Thank you
doesn't
for
mess
the
around.
dedication.
He doesn't.
I love twisters. But
My number 6
Is a slight punt.
it's the Fall Guy.
Slight punt.
Okay, so it's
Punt.
But my number 6, I think I'm punching because of you, because mine is Y2K.
No punt.
Yeah. Again, we are not a serious show.
My
this is
These
our
are things that we
Oscars.
like, okay? I'm not saying they're good movies. I'm just saying
Red
we're
One is
really
if
enjoy
Red
it.
One is the number one on this list. Good God, I'm not drinking enough.
Juice, what do you have for
my number
six?
6, I think, is getting punted, unless somebody's got it on at 5. Is Furiosa.
Punt, and yes, I'm at 5. Spoiler alert.
I've already passed
Okay.
it, but yes, he's at 5. Okay, Benny, you're number 5 then.
All
Yes,
right.
yes.
My number 5. So no one went and saw this movie, and it wounded my soul that no one went and saw this movie. Because if you grew up in the 90s and you had insomnia, on Cinemax, you inevitably saw Frankenhooker.
Yep.
And then if you grew up in the 80s and you had a crush on Winona Ryder, which every man that grew up in the 80s did, you saw Heathers.
I
then
know. I saw it. I did see it. Should have seen it.
Yes. And then if you combined these two movies, you got Lisa Frankenstein.
Yes!
It was pretty delightful.
Honorable mention on mine, but yes.
It's another one of those movies you go, what the fuck just happened? But in a good way.
That is right. And it's just like there aren't enough movies about banging zombies. Like I beat this drum every
Bobby.
day that like
Yeah.
we need more zombie banging movies.
Bang the zombies.
And like Hollywood
Yeah, it's
ignores me. That's probably why they're on fire right now,
Yeah.
because they're not making enough zombie banging movies.
Bang the
Exactly
zombies.
And
I agree.
Lisa Frankenstein is the best zombie banging movie of the last 20 years, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
Yes, it is. I would say it's like the Heathers of our time. That's a fair comparison.
We had a
Yeah.
fantastic experience seeing Lisa Frankenstein. We were the only two in the theater until like 2 minutes into the opening credit. And these two people who walk in, don't realize what theater they're in, and are like, "What the fuck is this?"
And they walked out.
They walked out.
And
Yeah.
I think it was their loss because they missed out on a good time. But I was like, I don't know what they were trying to say, but
I was in the
don't know.
aisle seat on a plane next to my mom.
That's where you watched Dune 2. God, AJ, I thought I'd tell you better than that.
Wait, he doesn't do the kick. Are we cool with a quick a short, what do you call it? Not a hiatus. Intermission.
Intermission. That's the word you're
Short
looking for.
intermission.
Yeah. I
Don't
have to
wanna
take the
miss a second.
sweatshirt off because the bum wine is bum whining and I'm getting warm.
Okay.
So short intermission, whoever's still on talk.
All right.
Oh
I
boy,
will
that's
step
Benny.
aside for just a tick.
I'm just killing time now.
Yeah, we got you and Mike holding down the fort.
All right. Let's do this. Mike, have you seen Ice Pirates? You're on mute. Shit, man. I got to carry this myself. You're still on mute.
All right, we should be better now.
All right, man. Have you seen Ice Pirates?
No, I haven't. But tell me more.
So, like, Ice Pirates was released in like the early 80s. Like, I want to say pre-Return of the Jedi as like a Star Wars clone.
Okay.
But like the people that made it did not have the talent to make that movie. And it has Angelica Houston like pre-fame in it. And it's so bad. It's like a episode of Battlestar Galactica, but like they ran out of money to like do it right.
That's awesome.
It is brutal. Like you got to be high to watch it. Like don't get me wrong, it's not a good movie. But like if you are high enough, Ice Pirates will change your life.
You
Whoa,
stole me on
you
this.
really got to be intoxicated in some way to enjoy Ice Pirates.
Oh, you gotta be fucking hammered.
Yeah, you really do. And this is a movie I've seen probably 10 times in my life. So yeah.
Dr. Juice is loose.
Mike, I gotta ask, are you just channeling Coconut Pete at this
I
point?
always
in
am
your life?
channeling Coconut Pete. Did you see what I got to show you the actual vinyl? Let me grab it. It's right
Oh,
over here.
get the fuck out of here.
While he's getting that, I would like to point out that I owned one vinyl record, and it's Don Johnson's like Heartbeat.
Oh my god, dude, really?
Yeah, like Miami Vice, baby. Beautiful.
Mike, I love you to pieces, pal. I
I
really
have
do.
one for Christmas.
My lovely wife wanted me.
Okay.
Just got back and I saw Mike showing off the Coconut Pete vinyl. Mike, I had a question I thought of while we were away. Have you ever seen Ice Pirates?
Tell me more.
What is happening? Okay,
I believe
I haven't seen it. I just caught that
Better.
last little bit before I
Number
started to watch.
5. The brief intermission has been briefed.
I believe we're on Moose, right?
Oh,
For number 5.
Number 5. I might get punted here, but if not, my number 5 is Alex Garland's Civil War.
Punt.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, I'm
Um,
shocked Benny didn't punt me on that.
I did 2 different lists. I did one for us and one for this.
Smart man.
Then you knew his audience.
Sneaky fucker. All right.
AJ?
Clever, baby.
My number 5 is Kevin Smith's The 4:30 movie.
Yeah. Great.
It didn't play anywhere near us in theaters, so I haven't seen it yet.
I rented
What?
it.
Wow.
Nowhere near
I
us.
spent the $5.99 on it. It's earnest. The dialogue is, it's Kevin Smith dialogue, and it's still like what people criticize a lot of modern Kevin Smith movies for being, where it's a little too self-aware at points. It winks in the camera too hard, but it is one of the most cute, unironic, it's very earnest in the love story that it tells. It makes you feel like you're 15 years old and it's summertime. There's kids on bikes, and the cheesy stuff that they do with like the parodies of movies, or they're fun, but the emotional heart of this movie really just it's wonderful. If you just want to smile for 90 minutes, watch the 4:30 movie.
I also need to point out to Moose, as he was shocked that it played nowhere near us. Moose, I need you to know something about Savannah. We don't even have reserved seating in our movie theaters, okay? We're basically living in like 1995.
I want to point
perfect.
out something really quick. I could listen to AJ narrate the 4:30 show and watch Benny and his dog intimately love each other
Yes.
on
that's
an
beautiful.
endless loop. Like if you guys can
Same.
cut that and just send me that like 3 minutes back to
Absolutely.
back, that is going to be my new place of zen.
Was I
AJ
talking
narrating-
for 3 fucking minutes?
Well, I don't know, but just
Whatever it was
cut that
lovely.
portion off of Benny and his dog with
It works.
AJ narrating. That's my new place of zen. That's where I
I would
live.
like to point out that's my least favorite dog.
Okay, number 5, I feel like we're
fuck
getting
that
to
dog.
something punted to.
Mine's Furiosa. Does anyone have it higher?
No, because I had it at 8.
I had it at 6.
All right, so Furiosa, another one for me. First off, Hemsworth chewing scenery.
Oh my
Just
god, so good.
having the time of his life.
He was having a great time.
Mhm.
I really like the choice of Anya Taylor-Joy to take over the role. I thought she was for someone to take what Charlize did. That's big shoes to fill, and she did a really good job of it. Obviously, not as just absolutely batshit insane as Fury Road was, but
Yeah.
what is? I mean, you really
Yeah.
can't have that expectation. My like one tiny complaint, which probably held it from going higher, was a tad long, but I really did like what the bulk of this movie did. I think if you cut 20 minutes from it, it'd be higher on my list.
That's fair.
I think if you cut 30 minutes on it, it would have made my top 10.
It's
I'm
yeah.
waiting to see it until I go back to jail because that's where I saw Fury Road. So
I'm not sure I can follow that. I was gonna say no. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that should end that discussion.
Yeah, it was enjoy. Yeah. There's nothing I can really add.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
good.
Perfect.
It's
Just
not as
perfect.
good as None of My Favorite Red. Okay, so my number 5 was The Fall Guy. I think I'm the one that has it highest.
Punt.
I said slight punt. Okay.
No,
The
I have a
Fall
punt.
Guy-
Oh, punt.
Oh, punt. Okay, we're still punting.
Still
Yeah,
punt.
wow.
Nice. Number 5.
Okay.
Jason.
wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, did I put my? Oh, my 6 was Furiosa. Oh, so my 5 was Dune 2.
Punt.
Ooh.
Punt.
Yeah.
You heathen.
You even.
All right, so we're up to number 4.
Number 4.
Benny.
So if I can paint a picture for you, it's 2 a.m. on a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
My aunt calls me from jail, right? And she's not asking for bail money. She has this amazing ideal. Lord of the Rings, but done in the style of My Hero Academia. And I was like, I'm sorry, Aunt Marge. They've already done this shit. It's Lord of the Rings, War for the Roham. So, like, if you're a fan, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yes.
Roham. They cook some harem in the Roham.
I didn't grow up in the Middle East. I can't
It
pronounce
could
it.
be the rum ham.
The rum ham.
The rum ham.
Yeah, so battle
rum
for the
ham.
rum ham.
Rum ham.
So it's a very simple,
Yeah,
like
soaked in rum.
fantasy, sci-fi movie. The animation is beautiful, but it doesn't at all fit the subject matter. But I don't care. You know why? Because I love My Hero Academia. I love Middle
does.
Earth. I love horses and swords and wizards. Why? Because I didn't get laid in high school. But none of that matters. I fucking enjoyed this movie immensely. And if you haven't seen it, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Put it on the poster.
Bring it on.
That's right.
That's
Benny?
a cool quote.
I watched it.
You should have. What'd you think?
And I'm going to tell you right now my opinion of it. That movie slaps.
All
Nailed
right.
it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
It does.
That's
Yeah,
why Moose is my longest running friendship.
Damn right, baby. Wait, what was the little blip? Oh, wait. Before I give mine, can I get the clip of Juice doing a somersault?
Please.
Oh, yeah.
I'll grab it. I'll pull it up.
Just roll that. Yeah, but look at him go. He's a multi-talented man.
Came out this year, that'd be a
one.
really awkward way to introduce it.
That should have been how I
Fall
introduced
guy.
Robot.
No.
Guys.
Oh,
That's the fall guy.
Before we move
No.
on to the next person, like, don't judge me from here on out. I am out of mixer from this point on. It's straight vodka, except
Yeah.
vodka.
it's about time, Benny. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
come
do it.
on.
So
I-
Fall
all
Guy.
right.
This is
We're
for
on
my
number
fucking
5
movie.
or 4.
4 now. We have so many
Okay.
punts.
I punted.
Are we at 4? We're at 4.
I
We're
legitimately
four.
have punted, I think, the last like 4 picks.
I know. I've had a lot of punts.
Anybody like the movie Heretic?
Benny,
we're
yes.
not
I haven't
punting.
seen
Okay.
it, but I trust that it's good.
Ooh, this movie
Thought
is
about it
great.
because you guys really recommended it, but I never got to it.
Oh, Hugh Grant gives the performance of his life in this movie.
Hugh Grant, truly, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This era of Hugh Grant's career is my favorite thing. Like,
Favorite,
keep doing it, Hugh. Truly.
bar none. And this is the icing on like the last like 10 performances that he's given of this
I
past
just-
decade, which has been his best.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
he's charming but fucking creepy. He's suave but terrifying. Like it's such like this movie slaps so much. And I don't want to like cut short. Like there's literally like 4 actors in this movie. Remarkably, Topher Grace has like the weirdest cameo in this movie.
He just at the door for no reason.
That's right. Like, yeah, he's just a weird Mormon pastor,
Oh,
like for
weird.
30 seconds of the movie. But this movie slaps. It's a great like the argument that it proposes for religion is both for and against, and so the ending is very ambiguous. Like Heretic rocks. I can't recommend this movie enough. It was my favorite episode that we recorded outside of Red One, you fuckers. But I loved recording.
Love
this
it and
episode.
you know it.
God. I should have put that as my number 1 worst. Just to fucking stir that pot.
The audacity.
But no, like the ending, like there was Benny, what did we have? 5 people on that podcast when we recorded, and everyone had a different theory about the ending of this movie, and that just made it that much more intriguing. My wife got to watch it this past Sunday, and at the end, like we both kind of sat for like 10 minutes after this movie, kind of contemplated, and then we like had like a discussion, like, what did you think? So yeah, this Heretic slaps. It was a good movie. Watch it.
Yeah.
So I would like to point this out. Like, I have 2 theology degrees. Like, I graduated from seminary. This movie is the ultimate seminary burnout movie. Like, if you went to seminary, graduated, and then just was like, nope, I'm going to do something else, this is the movie for you. Like, Hugh Grant is like the Divergent me. Like, he does so good in this movie. Like, they will never nominate him for an Oscar because this is like a straight horror movie. They should. This movie is amazing. Like, I love this movie so much.
Yeah, we do have to watch it.
All
It's on the list.
You should. It's a really good movie.
We're at 4,
Please
right?
report back your report back your
We'll get
report.
Yeah.
I do want to see it. It'll be on Max soon because that's A24. So yeah.
Yeah.
My number 4. Oh wait, that's sorry. It's Moose.
No,
No,
I
you
just
should-
gave my number 4. Yeah, Heretic.
Okay, sorry. My number 4 is a movie I just saw today.
Ooh.
Snack Shack is
What?
fucking
Enlighten us.
phenomenal.
Snack Shack?
Fuck is
Yes.
Snack Shack.
So Snack
I thought
Shack
this
is
was- I'm looking
it's
this up now.
about two high school age kids in 1991 in Nebraska City that win the bid to run the Snack Shack at their public pool. This is something where I was expecting something kind of in the vein of the 4:30 movie, where it was fun, it's cute, it's light. This is the other side of teenage summers.
The main character's name is AJ. I just want to point that out.
Yes,
And he's in Nebraska.
His best friend's name is Moose. Yes.
What? Yeah, that's true.
Shut the front door.
It's AJ and Moose.
This is why we all have to
I
watch
gotta
this
look
movie
this up.
now.
And Bethany. No, it's
It
Brooke.
is. It is a wildly
man,
funny
that's
comedy, but it's also
Oh my
The
god,
hard
his best
part-
friend's name is Moose. And the main character's name AJ.
yeah. But
This is
the
wild.
it's the hard part of growing up, of like navigating love for the first time and figuring out what that looks like. It's
1991.
having a friend pass away when you're young. It's Nebraska. They shot this in Nebraska. So
This
like
is why Twisters moved down, because you found another Midwest film.
Okay.
like
I-
there's heartfelt dialogue going on, and the cicadas are in the background.
Yes.
It's
okay.
beautifully shot.
Can I read
might
the
actually have to
description
watch
of the
this.
movie?
This is
For everybody?
intriguing me. Yes.
Inseparable best friends AJ and Moose decide to run the local pool snack shack after their plan to sell home brewed beer goes down the drain.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're a cooler.
And you think, okay, it's gonna be a fun like '90s style comedy.
And then-
It's the most heartfelt teenage drama I've seen
Well, we might have to watch this.
since I was a
Watch-
teenager.
this sounds like a
I
me
mean,
movie.
Ice Pirates is number one, but
Obviously, but also
It's,
Snack Shack is added to the list. I feel like I've added a lot of movies to the list tonight.
think
Y'all
it's-
really convinced me on things.
This
For the
sounds like
reading,
I'll
it's on
be
Prime
really
Video.
sad after I watch it.
It looks like Challengers meets 4:30.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
watching
the
it.
rest
I'm
of
watching
that.
this movie tonight. Can I punt? Because this is already my favorite movie of the year.
I cannot tell you how
Why
much
is it
I
Prime?
I'm serious. It's
love.
actually my favorite movie of 2024.
At one point in this movie, I started crying because I remembered what it's like to ride in the back of a pickup truck.
Oh.
AJ, stop it right now.
Mm.
I've had too much MD 2020. I'm gonna get in my feels.
It's
You remember what it's like
beautiful.
looking up at the trees as you're driving, laying down, AJ?
So funny
Kinda.
enough, my
but
father.
it's
So we used to ride to Angels games before they were the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, before they were the Anaheim Angels, when they were still the California Angels. We used to ride to Angel games in the back of my dad's pickup truck, and then that was stolen from our driveway. So then my father bought a golden. It was like, I kid you not, the color of his El Camino was gold. And we used to ride in the back of the golden El Camino to Angels games.
Yes.
And then the golden El Camino was stolen from our driveway.
I
The
should-
Haas family has not had a good
Yeah,
track
man.
record with.
That driveway was cursed.
but yeah.
Found
Snack
it.
Shack
Snack
is
Shack.
far and away.
Benny,
Yeah,
it's,
my
on our
number
site.
4.
It's on
Nice.
our site, baby. Yep.
Hot
Yeah.
today.
Moose, can I start hanging out with your dad instead of you, man? Like, you sound so cool.
What's he doing right now, man?
Dude,
That's
Papa
right. I
Haas,
get,
hey, Papa Haas rocks. If you think I'm
Papa
fucking
Haas sounds like
funny
he
in
does
any
rock.
way, my father is 10 times as funny as I am. I got a fraction of my father's humor.
Can
Yeah.
he go to the
Yeah,
cabinet
can we
wide
hang
mature
out
in
with him?
26?
Yeah,
Absolutely, he can. Like, dude,
Yeah.
he'll be part of the What the Show fantasy football league. I will back
Yes.
out. You just
Heck
get
yeah.
Papa Haas
Heck
in
yeah.
there.
No, we're
Papa
just gonna
Haas-
add him. It's just gonna be an insane amount of
We
people.
need,
Papa
yeah,
Haas
we need
one
just
time-
16 so we can get Benny into.
When we were
Yeah,
in
there you
Hawaii one time, this was not even that long ago. So one, my father looks like Mike from Breaking Bad. And so one
Respect.
day he was mistaken 3 times for being Mike from Breaking Bad, to the point where he went along with it and was taking photos
I
with
wanna
people being Mike from Breaking
That's
Bad.
hilarious.
Then the next day, for no other reason, because he's Papa Haas, he decides that he is going to start greeting people with an Australian accent. Right. He's like, hey, good day, good day. Until he
Respect.
meets a couple from Sydney, and they're like, good day, where you from? And he has to admit to them, he's like, yeah, I'm not
I'm
Australian.
not Australian. Oh no, that's awkward. That's always the
yeah.
risk you run, you know, when you start doing a bit.
Oh, yeah. Papa
man.
Haas.
Legend.
Papa Haas is the man.
That's legendary. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
legendary. Little off on his political views, but
But you know what? We'll forget
still a
it.
good guy nonetheless.
I'm a libertarian. We can still hang.
We can delay.
I feel like you and Papa Haas would get along because all the shitty 80 movies that you spout out, Benny, he knows every one of them. They're like it's close to his heart type movies. So, yeah,
Beautiful.
you and Papa Haas would get along
Wow.
quite well.
Besties for life.
We're at number 4.
Yes, you're up to bat. Number 4.
I think we might be finally on this movie. A Quiet Place Day 1.
Nope. Punt that
Wow.
bitch.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, punt.
Wow.
Punted it. Me, number 4. I think we might have finally made it. Inside Out 2. Anyone else have a higher? No. Okay. All right. Okay. I think Inside Out overall, the first one, is a stronger film. Inside Out 2, though, I think really did add something. There's some good. I mean, Ennui is funny. There's a lot of great funny bits, but this is literally the scene that solidified this movie was going to make my top 10 because it made me literally tear up in the theater. And that is, of course, as someone who has suffered, like I feel like a lot of people, a lot of people is with anxiety most of her life, is the scene where Joy goes to Anxiety and says, "You can't have her." I can't even say it without getting emotional. I think that scene is so poignant and so important in a family film that obviously kids watching this and all these people are going to watch it. I mean, I think Maya Hawke did a great job voicing Anxiety, and there's a lot of humor to it. But that scene right there, I think, is so important, and that is something that like I wish I would have had as a little anxious child. That scene in that movie. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it's great. And I do think overall Inside Out, the first one, is a stronger film. But I think the addition of the new characters, I think that scene alone makes it worthy of being in my top 10 of 2024.
I did want to say, like you mentioned Maya Hawke. Like Maya Hawke, obviously, Stranger Things is pretty much to this point was like her biggest thing, but she has a hell of a voice acting career ahead of her. In addition to,
Maya Hawke is so. I know we all like hate nepo babies or whatever, but like I legitimately love Maya Hawke, and I think that she is very talented.
She will be doing animated films, I think, for a long time.
I think she is so quality she's great.
Yep, I agree on all points.
Juice.
I think we're doing a little punt. I saw the TV glow. This is my number 4.
Punt.
Yeah, I think that's getting punted.
Yeah, punt.
All right, Benny, we're at 3.
We're at 3. We're coming into January, and we're just passing the holidays.
We sure are.
We're coming up on the Royal Rumble, and if you have those two things in mind, there's one name that comes to mind, and that's Ric Flair. But Ric Flair has done too much cocaine to be available. So the next name that comes to mind is The Rock. And if you're talking about Santa and The Rock,
you're pandering, you motherfucker.
The first movie that comes to mind is Red One, baby.
Right, buddy. Yes.
You pandering son of a
I
bitch.
love being pandered to. Keep it up.
That's right, baby. Like here's the thing, like polar bears don't exist, but this movie makes you feel like polar bears exist. Like Chris Evans doesn't exist, but this movie makes you feel like Chris Evans exists.
He exists. He exists.
That's
Send it
right.
to the internet.
Like The Rock, like you don't think of you think of The Rock as this giant guy, but this movie makes you believe that he's a midget beating the shit out of people on a beach.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this movie. It enlarges your heart like the Grinch on stimulants, baby. This is a great film.
Yeah.
I love you, America. Thank you for making this movie.
And Nick Kroll should get an Oscar.
100%. I think we're bringing Hollywood down again. Y'all are familiar? Are y'all familiar with the Hear Me Out cakes?
No.
Okay. I guess this is a girly pop thing. Anyways, girly pops like to get together, and what we do is we put a bunch of like celebrities or like fictional characters that were like, hear me out. He's hot. He slaps. Whatever. One of my friends said Agent Garcia, aka the sentient polar bear. She's like, hear me out, Agent Garcia. And I was like, kind of onto something.
Yeah. Nobody's denying the raw sex appeal of Agent Garcia.
Agent Garcia, am I right?
You
So,
can't.
like, hear me out.
I'll concede to that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Exactly. You need a bum a cigarette after spending 2 hours with Agent Garcia. I agree.
2 hours. Wow.
Okay.
You wouldn't need 2 hours with Agent Garcia. He'd get you there in 20 minutes, baby.
Damn straight he would. Damn straight.
Yeah, that's
all
me
right.
Mushi at 3.
Does anyone have A Quiet Place Day One above 3?
That is where it is for me as well. So we will discuss it now.
This movie, so I love number one. The A Quiet Place franchise is my favorite horror series that's happening right now. I love them. Love them.
AJ has beef with it, but yes.
And this movie is I don't know. I love everything about this movie. I love the setting. I love the fact that we're getting away from the Krasinski family. I realize it's not the Krasinski family, but fuck it. It's the Krasinski family, right? We're getting away from them, and we're showing this like global event that's happening in a different place, but it's happening in like the busiest city in the world, that is New York City. So you have this giant, massive alien invasion that's happening right in the center of New York City, and this is a quiet story that is told so affectionately about this unlikely friendship between two people who
And a cat.
have to, and a cat who have to express so many emotions without making a sound or saying a word.
Yes.
This movie is beautiful. I love this movie. Not only is it like a crazy horror movie, it's just a touching movie. Like,
Yes.
holy fucking shit. The scene when they're in the bar
So good.
and it's just Lupita Nyong'o and Alex Wolff, and they're sharing the pizza, they're having a drink, and he puts on kind of like the magical act as if there was a
Quinn,
crowd.
but
yes.
Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Fuck you, JT, for convincing me it was Joseph Wolf. Joseph Quinn, excuse me. Hey, don't get to my number 3 tomorrow. But A Quiet Place Day One is so good. It's my favorite movie in the series so far.
Agreed.
And this is a stellar series of movies. Obviously, A Quiet Place Day One is a big step down from A Quiet Place, but A Quiet Place Day One, it's so good. It's so good. And Lupita Nyong'o is fantastic. Alex Quinn is fantastic. Yes, it's such a heartfelt movie. Yeah, love it so much.
As a side note, give Michael Cernovsky a blank check to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes, whatever the fuck he wants. Yes. Amazing point, AJ.
Oh, so sorry for the sneezing there. Yes, to tag on to that, because it's my number 3. So as Mike kind of said, and I agree with, when we are making our top 10s, I'm not thinking of like what is the best cinema of the year. I'm thinking my favorites. I'm thinking what am I most likely to rewatch? What did I see the most? I saw 2 movies this year in theaters twice. One of them was A Quiet Place Day One. And I have no regrets. I saw it twice in theaters. We went together because we wanted to see it, and then a friend wanted to see it. And I was like, yeah, I'm so down to see it again. Like, I truly think when horror is done right, it should be about the human experience. It should be about what it means to be a human. And this movie, I think, like, nails that 100%. Like, it is honestly so touching. Like, it's like not what you would expect going in, but like that is what I think a horror movie should be. Yes, the scene in the pizza place, like, that whole through line of like her just wanting to get pizza, and then you understand why at the end. Shut the front door. That is phenomenal. Lupita Nyong'o is honestly one of the greatest actresses of our generation. Like, she is phenomenal in everything she ever and if she's, being a little alien creature in Star Wars, if she's doing something really serious, like no matter what she is, she's always giving it 100, and she is just so phenomenal. And yeah, I just think this movie is like such about human nature. And again, it's it advertises this, summer blockbuster horror movie, whatever. And I just think it is honestly like, it was so good. I mean, you said it, but it was phenomenal. I think it's great. It's probably my favorite entry in the Quiet Place series, which is saying something, because I didn't think anything could top the first one for me. And I really just thoroughly enjoyed this. And yes, I loved getting out of like, we were doing kind of like the small town, whatever, and like putting it in the setting of New York City, I thought was so clever. And it just, I don't know, it really blew my expectations.
Like piggybacking on that, it's in New York City, and yet somehow is still the smallest story.
Yes, yeah. It is such a contained story, considering what grand things we were like discussing. Just, it's so great. And that final needle drop when like feeling good, go, oh, stop it. It's so good.
Perfect.
And you mentioned too, like, what makes a good horror movie? I either want something like this where I'm totally like, emotionally attached to it, or I want fucking Barbarian. So, one way or the other, I was happy with this, but also if anybody here has not yet seen Barbarian, go fucking watch Barbarian. AJ, you're up.
Well, really quick, I will say in A Quiet Place Day One, the best, like my second favorite scene in that movie is when the two of them are in her apartment and the lightning is striking and they're just screaming in sequence with the lightning. And you're just like, dude, like that is exactly what I would be doing at this moment right now. Yeah. Oh, so good. Sorry. AJ,
it's so good.
I defer.
My number 3 movie of the year. Let's go ahead and put this up.
The suspense.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
Okay.
Is the
Anyone higher?
substance.
Oh my!
You broke Benny.
You broke Benny.
You did.
Anybody?
Like I'm leaking out on the floor right now. My sadness.
Break it down, AJ. Break it down.
Anybody higher?
No.
No, I
said-
had it at
No.
I had it at 8.
I know
okay.
I'm
I watched
not
it the other
opposed to
night, a couple nights
spoilers,
ago.
so like speak freely amongst yourselves.
Spoil the movie because I've seen 10 minutes of this movie and that was enough.
I mentioned that I dry heaved multiple times during this movie. Literally.
I've heard
And
that.
only half of
I
them
found a
were because it was
solution.
gross.
I found a solution. I put my eyes over my ear, my eyes over my ears,
Right.
my hands over my eyes for 10 minutes of this movie.
I don't
And
blame
wait.
you.
It was still my number 8.
Can you tell me how you pull your eyes over your ears, please?
No.
I'd love to know.
Yes.
Monstro
I'm not
Ilizasu,
kidding.
that's how.
I watched 10 minutes of the movie like this, and I still put it at number 8.
Only half the times I dry heaved were because I was seeing something disgusting. The rest were because it emotionally resonated so hard with me. The best scene acted by anybody in any movie I saw this year was from Demi Moore, and it's when she gets a phone call from when she's getting ready for a date with this one guy who always had a crush on her, and she feels like she's aging, and like the substance fucks up her finger, just a little finger. And she feels so self-conscious about it that she can't leave her home. And the way that hits somebody who when you lost that courage, oh my god, it's fucking beautiful. There's so much of this movie that it's dumb, it's wild, it's crazy and explosive, but the date scene with Demi Moore, fuck. It's up there with Alan Arkin and Pink.
That again, I mentioned this earlier on the podcast that I'm the only woman present, and I was like, sorry about the Jim Carrey slander, but I do love that as the only woman present who hasn't seen it yet. I do intend to watch it. I do love that the gents are going hard for the substance, because of course it being like a movie kind of about like women's beauty standards. So thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you.
I will say that both Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore are naked most of the movie, but that didn't play into my rating.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
So
I
I'll say
appreciate you
this,
reading it.
when I watched The Substance, I was like, "This is an AJ Lancaster movie." Like,
I love that we all know what AJ movies are now. We're like, AJ would like this.
yeah, this movie was not for me, but there is a scene in this movie where Dennis Quaid is fucking eating shrimp. And I will say it is one of the most terrifying moments in the history of cinema. Like, I have literally watched a movie, like a horror movie, where someone beats to death an infant. But Dennis Quaid eating shrimp in this movie is more terrifying and disturbing than that.
It's
what are you watching, Benny?
I only work 3 days a week, Moose. I have a lot of fucking free time.
Lots of time, you know.
Dennis Quaid is.
Dennis Quaid is Dennis Quaid.
It's so funny because it came out like within a month of Reagan, and Reagan is a piece of shit.
Combo for him,
And he's
truly.
a piece of shit.
Truly.
And then he gives one of the best performances. I think I would call The Substance possibly the best performance of his career in a small indie horror movie.
Had he not made the Inner Space with Martin Short, this would be Dennis Quaid's best performance.
If not for the rookie.
Not for the rookie.
That's what I would say.
He actually pitched in that.
Which is impressive, honestly.
The rookie is like,
I'm gonna give him
The
that.
Rookie might be my favorite childhood movie that I have not rewatched. in
I'm
adult.
sure it holds up.
It holds up. It holds up.
I
Maybe
know,
this
I'm
is
sure it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Watch
it
it.
enough times as a child.
But does he eat shrimp? Anyways,
Okay, AJ, let me ask you this because I can't do body or I can't do blood and
I'm the
guts.
same. I'm the same way, Moose.
Like, can I get through this movie or am I gonna vomit like
I
45 minutes into this?
I
I
found
think
the
it's
solution.
pretty rough.
I found the solution.
Yeah,
Alcohol?
do the
When
juice.
things start, no, you just cover your eyes.
Wait,
When you
I found the solution. The new sponsor of the Extra Movie Butter podcast
watched
and
this
What
movie.
the Show, Gentleman
Gentleman
Jack from Jack Daniels.
There's not enough Jack in this world to make this movie okay.
I
It's
watched
not
this
as
movie 100%
graphic.
sober. I just use these.
it's not
Okay.
it's not as graphic as basically any Cronenberg movie, but it is
Oh.
more visceral than The Thing. To give you that balance.
Yeah.
The
Childhood
thing is a
movie.
walk
Y'all
in the
remember
park
Goose is
compared to this, man.
Yeah, it will make you feel not necessarily because of body, but just because like it gets in your soul.
Like the substance is not for me, but I will say this: like if you like old school, like Rick Baker horror effects, the last 20 minutes of this movie are beautiful. Like they're amazing. I'll say this movie is not for me, but the last 20 minutes, the effects in it are special.
I have a coworker named Sue, and I've been calling her Monstro Eliza Sue for like months, and she doesn't know why.
Oh, I respect that.
So I would just like
Sure,
to
that helps her
say,
self confidence.
Yeah,
we're going back to previous
We have
conversation.
a rapport. We have a rapport.
there's
I
a
should say
report.
That's a good thing.
I would like to say, for the record, based on previous things in this conversation, my number 6 through 10 is Furiosa, female-led, Nosferatu, female-led, Substance, female-led, Wicked, female-led, and then number 10.
And that's
Well, so
like
what you're
three
saying is,
Which
Thank you for
Jessica
being such an
Williams
ally.
is the star of that movie.
dude,
Just
that's like
being
3
very
shots of
proud.
like fucking
Juice. Are we officially saying here right now, feminist? Feminist icon.
Roadhouse.
feminist, baby. Let's fucking roll. Hey,
Ally!
always have been. Let's go, baby.
Ooh, I've got him at the bottom of the list. Just you wait. Just you wait
okay.
for what's coming.
Well,
Yeah.
this I'm sure this movie will come up.
Mike's
later.
number
Roadhouse.
3.
Mike and go ahead. Sorry.
I'm so excited.
You want to talk about career-defining performances?
Are we finally talking about?
This one not only has a career best performance
Wait
by
for
the
it.
lead, but the greatest depiction of a concert
Of all time.
of all time. And that, of course, is Trap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has Night Shyamalan ever been to a concert in his life? No, I'm certain of it. And I love every minute of it.
This is the most until I saw the movie that's ranked higher than this on my list was the most What the Show movie of the year, hands down.
Josh Hartnett was giving in this movie, okay? He was giving. I don't know what,
Wait,
but he was giving something.
Pop star Lady Raven goes missing after the shot of TikTok in America. Boom. Sorry, go back to you. I ruined your
This
thing. I'm
movie
sorry.
was everything I wanted it to be and more.
Oh, the Deacons lost volume. Mike.
They were
Mike.
so passionate they lost audio. Or
Let's
Moose
try now.
just willed it off. In the meantime, Roadhouse.
I thought the bit about like Lady Raven and TikTok was hilarious.
What is this one? Oh, I think I'm blind. Nice.
Michael.
No, we still can't
Oh.
hear you. May I bum a cigarette? I don't know who that
Are we
was.
back?
Are we back?
Yes.
Oh, we're back.
Okay. Whew. Gosh, that's what Lady Raven does.
Lady Raven is an icon, but Josh Hartnett.
Oh, we're losing people left and right.
I think they're protesting.
I think they're protesting Trap being this high.
Trap fucking rules. I don't care what anyone says. I said I always do my movies on my list in the order that I want to rewatch them, and I want to rewatch Trap.
This is killing the game right now. Y'all, Trap is truly an experience. If you walked out of that movie and you weren't like,
What the fuck did I just watch?
I don't understand any of that.
That was all of us.
Trap. I can't recommend it enough, truly. Okay, I already did my number 3 because
It's reject. One more note on Trap. It is 100% rejected Dexter fan fiction. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I see that. I do see that. You know, M. Night seems like he'd be a fanfic girly. I think he has an AO3 account.
No, AJ's take right there is 100% accurate of the movie of Trap.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of what we got was M. Night Shyamalan trying to pitch his daughter trying to sell some fucking downloads, bitches.
He sure was.
Listen,
Terrible.
it's not even the worst Shyamalan movie of the year, Moose. Did you watch The Watchers?
I did. It's
Listen,
Yeah.
you know,
I made
Nepo
good
babies.
points.
yeah,
They out
okay.
some of them are good, some of them
I
aren't.
mean, if we're rating Shyamalan movies for the year, yeah, this is definitely the
Trap is
Number
number one.
one.
We need to get cigars and talk about The Watchers.
See, AJ's just a good idea
your number
machine.
three.
Here's
Right
your
now.
number 3.
Good idea machine. Speaking of good
Oh,
idea machines,
I think it's Benny's number 3.
No,
Actually,
it's two.
I think we're on to 2, right?
It's just
Juice
No,
is number
I-
2.
oh, that's-
Oh, Juice, you motherfucker.
I'm the last
It better
one,
not
yeah.
be Trap.
that's where it gets in. No, I think you are the only one that has had this movie on your list, Moose. My 3 is Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is a movie I didn't even really plan on watching, or really want to. I figured it was just going to be some kind of crazy political thing, and then I saw it very high on many people's lists, so I was like, all right, maybe I'll watch it.
I thought you were going in a different direction for a second there.
But essentially, yeah, I started it and it was going to be a movie where I like started it, went to bed, got up, then I watched it, finished it later, but I ended up watching it the
How
whole
long
night,
is it?
same night. Only 109.
That's
Yeah.
not
It's a short
So-
runtime. Less than 90 minutes. Yeah, it's solid.
We love that.
Or yeah, less than 2 hours. Yeah. So yeah, it's just great. It just shows the media interacting with this crazy war, but we don't really know too much about it. But just characters, good, crazy interactions, crazy story.
I will say that I wasn't gonna watch it because I thought it was gonna be political and heavy-handed, but then I found out that it was about wartime journalism and not about politics,
Yeah.
pretty much whatsoever.
Hmm.
So if you've
Yep.
not wanted to watch it for that reason, you're in the clear. It's not gonna make you think about the world.
No, no, it's a
No.
completely different world.
Yeah.
Even though yeah.
But I don't talk about Alex Garland's movies anymore after it made everybody pissed off about men.
It's not bad. It's okay.
All right, let's go.
I'll say this about Civil War. Like, for what the show, I did my top 10 based on awesomeness.
Yeah.
Like my top 10 for the Extra Movie Butter podcast, I did what I thought based on quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Civil War is not a movie that's traditionally for me. It's a drama. You know, it's
Mhm.
about politics. It's not a movie I would traditionally gravitate to. This is an amazing movie. Like, it doesn't matter if you're left, right, whatever. You can watch this movie. Like, it works as a horror movie. It works as an action movie. It works as a dark comedy.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful movie. Go and watch it if you've not seen it. It's amazing.
Right on.
Fucking Nick Offman
All the
ruled.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Opperman rules. And look, for
Everything.
Christmas, my wife for the last 5 years, my wife has bought me the Nick Offerman edition Lagavulin, and then this year for Christmas she bought me the Nick Offerman Caribbean cast Lagavulin. Ooh,
Oh,
which is the second best Scotch I have ever had in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Second
shit.
to Balvenie Single Barrel. That's the best scotch I've ever had. Yes.
Yeah.
We saw Offerman live a couple
Aw,
years back.
yeah, he was great.
He's great, but I
William
will.
Harold.
Yeah.
I'm going to champion everything that Dr. Juice and Rick James Ghost proposed.
Yes.
Civil War.
Very, very good. Very into like I watched it and I couldn't immediately just put it on the list. I had to like think about it, take a night. And as I thought about it, I liked it more.
I really feel like I have so much movie watching to do this weekend. So thank you, everyone. Like people have really come up with some great recommendations.
Starting with
Civil War slaps.
Obviously.
And it's funny because between A Quiet Place Day One, Heretic, and Civil War, like based on viewing, each one of those could change between 6, 5, 4, 3. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Civil War is great. Good choice, Juice.
Benny?
What do you got at 2?
With my 2.
Can we talk about Twisters yet? All right.
We're still punching? Oh, man.
Then it'll be punted. It'll be punted. Fine.
I'm with you at 2, though. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Moose?
I don't know if anyone is going to have this on their list, but as some of you may know, I like comic book movies.
Yes.
And there was one this year that I could not wait for. Because I love AJ. What's your guess?
Her web connects us all.
It was Madam Web. It absolutely was Madam Web. And then Deadpool came in and sliced the web, and Wolverine killed Madam Web. And it is Deadpool and Wolverine. And I understand. I understand that there's a lot of poop and dick jokes in this movie. I understand that there is a lot of like this is not the best Deadpool movie. I get that. All I wanted from this movie is I just wanted to see Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Got that.
And I got that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I got the greatest gratuitous cameos of Chris Evans reprising his role as Johnny Storm.
That was
Wesley Snipes as Blade. Who the
Biggest
fuck saw
reaction
that
here.
coming?
Yeah.
I got
Biggest
Channing
reaction here,
Tatum
Peter.
as Gambit. Please, God.
Ooh,
Kevin
I'm
Feige.
named myself here.
Kevin Feige.
The cameos
Kevin
were.
Feige. I know you're a fan of the What the Show. I know you are.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige. I know you tune in every week.
Big
Please,
fan.
God, just keep letting Gambit or Channing Tatum come back as Gambit
Yes.
in the MCU. That's all I need. I just need a weekly reminder
let
that
me
Channing
hear it.
Tatum is going to play Gambit in the MCU.
I've
This-
gotten
again,
spoiled.
This is all I needed from a Deadpool and Wolverine movie was for Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds to show up. And I got all the gratuitous cameos. I anticipated that this is going to be my number one movie of the year. This is my most anticipated movie of the year. And I just had so much fun with this. I know that there is a lot wrong with this movie. This is not a perfect movie in any way. But you know what? I will rewatch this movie and I will enjoy, I think, every rewatch I have of this movie. And that is probably the sole reason why this movie sits at number 2 is because of the rewatchability factor of this movie. Just like Dr. Juice sitting on Juice's shoulder right now is rewatchable. This movie is rewatchable. And I'm going to keep watching this probably 4 or 5 times a year.
And that is what I think top 10 should be. Yes. And what are you going to be? What's going to stick
That's
with
how
you?
I do mine. So yeah.
Can
AJ?
I get, oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
No.
Can I give you guys a
No,
spoiler for next week's Benny and Moose Extra Movie Butter podcast?
Yes.
This is going to be in your lower tier. I know it is.
This is my most disappointing movie.
Oh,
of
you
2024.
son of a
Absolutely.
bitch.
Like Craven the Hunter is a better comic book movie than
You're
this.
so fucking hot.
No, I'm not.
I'm excited for this episode now.
let me tell you this, man. Like I don't have a problem with dick jokes. I grew up in the 80s, but let me
No.
tell you, like, this is not even good dick jokes. This is like Steve Gutenberg like going through chemo.
Hey!
Dick
Steve
jokes.
Gutenberg is
Terrible.
a fucking national celebrity. He's a hero here in California. Okay, don't you
That's
diss the
true.
gooch.
Buddy, I am the world's foremost authority on Police Academy. Don't I know Steve Gutenberg to my I know
beat me
Steve
to it.
Gutenberg
Boom.
fucking better than
Right
Steve
fucking
Gutenberg.
there.
Hero.
That movie's so disappointing.
Let's
go
Benny,
on.
I'm 10 minutes from an international airport. I'll be in Ohio in fucking 3 hours. This
Before
is
you
on.
know it.
Let's
AJ,
go. Bring
let's
it go,
go
baby.
number 2, baby.
And I'll tell you this right now: Ohio chili sucks balls.
I don't argue that. Skyline
Okay.
blows. No one's arguing with you.
The guy who ate a Costco hot dog every day for a week also did Skyline chili every day for a week. It's phenomenal. Go watch that video.
The Surya?
Yeah, he did
Yes.
Costco.
I like that we both watch his content.
It's the Skyline chili episode and the Starbucks episode are by far the best.
Yeah.
Skyline sucks.
Yeah, but yeah. My number 2, and you guys are gonna be surprised that this is my number 2 because you know all the movies I've ranted about.
Yeah.
I Saw the TV Glow is
I
my
thought this was
number
going to be
2.
your one.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be your
thought
one.
it was going to be
It's
one
my
for you.
number 2 movie of the year. And yes, I'm somebody who is a huge trans ally. Anybody who's watching this for the first time, if you don't know that, I have an amazing, badass transgender sister, and also quite a few transgender friends in my life. Yes, but it's the fact that this is it takes that aspect of this film, the trans allegory film, but it makes it this wonderful sci-fi plot, and it talks about just any type of like being confused and scared about who you are when you're growing up. So do you like boys or girls? I think I just like TV shows. Justice Smith deserves an Academy Award nomination. He's not going to get it. But what he did in this movie, the reason this stood at number 1, and fuck, if it weren't for my number 1 movie, it would be probably my favorite movie of the decade so far, even over Pig. It's one of those things where I have 3 movies wrestling up the top right now. But you see at one point, you see Justice Hill with a dress on and smiles for the first time in the movie. And like, it's a real fucking smile. It's just, oh God. Also, it is by far the best Fred Durst acting appearance of the year. Yes,
I don't know about that.
Argument is in this movie. If you love 90s TV, by the way, if you loved like cheesy like Buffy and Angel and that kind of thing, it's an homage to that. The practical effects and the makeup there are great, but it's also just like writing in a journal, or like did you guys ever have a shared journal with a friend growing up? Like you pass back and forth a notebook?
Yeah, in middle school.
Yeah.
100%.
I did not have friends growing up. I'm sorry, I was weird.
It's the best visualization of that feeling ever done in a film. And yeah, it's poetry. Jane Schoenbrunn is up there with Michael Sarnowski with blank check directors for me, because holy fuck, they make great stories. If you haven't seen this and you haven't seen We're All Going to the World's Fair, please. Ooh, Benny, have you seen We're All Going to the World's Fair?
Yes, I did. I did. I'll say this: that movie is not for me. Like that movie is definitely not for me. But what I appreciate about that movie is they did something different. Like there are so many horror movies that follow like the same like blanket thing, and it did like its own thing. Like it wasn't for me. But I appreciate courage in filmmaking. Like there's 8 million movies that have been made. Like 7,500,000 the exact same fucking thing. even if it wasn't like for me, at least it did something fucking different.
Yeah. Also, Jane Schoenbrunn did a director's interview with Richard Kelly, the director of Donnie Darko, and most famously, The Southland Tales.
Southland Tales, baby.
Southland Tales.
I like
because
Johnny Darko.
Jane Schoenbrunn is Richard Kelly
I
with
know it's not the same movie.
the
but
hindsight of what came before. So, huge fan of that director.
Southland Tales, last movie before Wallace Shawn passed away. American classic.
So sad.
May he rest in peace.
They filmed it in 1988,
It's not
released it in
ridiculous.
2006.
Sure did.
If I can,
Yeah,
if I can
really
speak a
enjoyed
little
the
bit really
idea.
quick.
On Wallace Shawn,
Yeah.
his memory.
Well, no, fuck Wallace Shawn. That guy's dead. He's dead as fuck. Let's
He's
be
dead.
honest.
He's dead.
No, if I could speak to, I saw the TV Glow and AJ. I watched this movie this past weekend. If I had not solidified my top 10 movies, this movie would have made it in the top 10. I appreciate the hell out of this movie. I really, really do. And the more like, oh my, it's one of those movies where I can't stop researching more about, like, I keep Googling and Wikipedia and everything because I want to know more about like this lore, this movie, this director, and Justice Smith. I agree 100%. Fucking justice for justice. Let's go, baby.
Justice for justice.
I heard
It is funny,
you
though.
mention the smile when I mentioned the smile. That was like,
Dude.
my hands go numb when I think about it.
Yeah. It's a great fucking movie.
And it's the
I'm with you.
second best movie I saw this year.
Speaking of,
It better be
here's
Dune 2,
number
the
two,
first
sir.
one.
Fuck that.
Nope.
No,
Garbage.
if anyone does not know this, I graduated high school in the year 2001.
We got it. You're a boy who grew up in the 90s.
You know who else graduated in the class?
Well, no, I did. Yeah, I did.
Moose
I'm
and
fucking
the cast
old.
of Y2K.
Listen. Y2K has been getting some hate. It's a phenomenal film.
This
This
movie,
movie is awful.
going
That
to
movie. Okay. No, I'll let you go. I'll be quiet.
when I knew this movie was a fucking masterpiece was all of a sudden all the technology from 1999 going into 2000 starts to attack the humans, and there are a few of them who manage to escape, and then there is this Voltron computer robot who walks out of a garage, and it takes like 2 minutes for it to get to its
It's so
point.
good.
At that point, I said, this movie is a fucking masterpiece, and I will watch this movie repeatedly.
Do you think because it was A24, people expected highbrow? Like, I knew what this movie was going to be, and I was like, hells yeah, watching it. You know? It was great.
I expected closer to Civil War, actually. I thought it was going to be like a thriller.
Serious, and I think that's to its advantage. And I know a lot of people think it's to its detriment, but I was like, no, this is great.
I thought it was going to be like a nice, funny throwback 90s.
Yeah.
You know, I lived through Y2K. We all on this stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Dr. Juice didn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
He
maybe
looks a little
Dr. Juice
young.
is an Esther Billy.
I was there.
Yeah.
You
know,
have
both-
to go to
both-
preschool the next morning.
I wasn't.
Both the
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Juice
was
tap
there.
and the Dr. Juice persona maybe didn't live through Y2K, but I expected so much more comedian. I love Julian Dennison. Julian Dennison is awesome. Dude, The Hunt for the Wilder People is amazing. And then his role in Deadpool 2 is even better.
Yes.
And then he shows up in Y2K and he's fucking 32 years old playing a 17-year-old hype
He sure
man.
is.
Damn straight.
He sure is.
What?
That is of the 90s, okay? Because listen, that is what was happening. We all watched Dawson's Creek, okay?
Like, here's the thing: you can say
He is
anything
22.
they don't age in New Zealand. Like
Yeah, they don't age
full
it.
22.
It's fine.
But here's the thing: you can say whatever you want about the screenwriting, the acting, the directing, but a man dies via blender to the dick.
Yes.
And if that doesn't make your top 10, there's something wrong in your
doing?
fucking soul, bro.
Everything about the the costuming, the sellouts. Oh, you're sellouts and posers and like whatever is like so spot on. Like I just feel like it got the vibe. It's good. It's good. It's great.
And so side note, like obviously younger. Bethany did not realize that Limp Bizkit covers Faith.
No, I know fucking clue about that. So that did not resonate with me. Until it had to be explained to me.
She's laughing for a completely different reason. Like, why Fred Durst?
Why is Fred Durst singing Faith? And Mike's like, they famously covered it. And I'm like, no shit, they did. I wasn't listening to Limp Bizkit at the time, okay? I was the one calling in the TRL for the boy bands, okay? That was my generation.
Wes Bentley died, but he's there.
And honestly, Fred Durst is
West
so good.
Borland. And that's the best part. It's like he says West Borland.
Y'all, like, you're not enjoying it. Enjoying Y2K. It's so good. It's so good. It hits a spot. Is Zeus frozen or is he just giving it?
He's hiding.
I'm uncertain.
He's done with us.
My number 2
Oh
were
my
punching.
God.
I believe.
Seriously, the director of fucking Y2K must have been the greatest Limp Bizkit fan of all time.
Do you know who directed it?
It's Kyle Mooney.
Please.
It's all about the.
It's probably Fred Durst, I imagine.
No, it was Kyle Mooney from
Kyle Mooney.
SNL.
Kyle Mooney.
The
Fucking
curly hair
Kyle
guy.
Mooney.
Kyle Mooney. He knows what's up. Moose. Juice. Gosh,
You're punting.
I'm punting. Juice.
What's
What is your number?
what's your second?
It's being punted because it's his number 1.
What is it?
Twisters.
If you feel
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I will take no
right
criticism.
now.
It's a character's film.
All right, my
Is it
number 2.
Y2K?
It's a
Sons
great
of bitches.
movie.
I have to get ready for this.
Juice, you know you love it deep down. Okay, Juice, what is yours?
It's terrible. That movie is awful,
Ah,
awful,
no,
awful, awful.
no.
That movie
Amazing.
is awful, awful.
So good.
My wife and I barely made it through that movie, and I turned to her and I was like, "That's worse than Rebel Moon Part 2." And she's like, "I agree."
Oh, brutal. You're insane.
Oh, Y2K
Well,
is the worst.
There were no.
Oh no.
Fred Durst
If there
safe
were
man.
No. Did you not hear his
Zero.
thing? Which they
Fuck you,
famously
Fred
covered,
Durst.
and I just
Yeah.
learned in our Lord's
Yeah.
year 2024.
Suck it, Fred.
you
Zero
think
practical
you're-
effects in Rebel Moon Part 2.
If you think your
I would
number
rather
2
watch
movie,
the wheat in fucking Rebel Moon Part 2 than Fred Durst.
if you think your number 2 movie made Moose mad, my number 2 movie is
Rebel Moon Part 2.
Joker Foil a Do.
Oh, savage. Savage. Savage.
Why? Explain.
It's great. Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is always giving 100%, and I love Joker, and he continues to do so. And it is a great film about
I don't know
somebody
if you watched
who's
this
struggling with fantasy and the consequences of their actions. And Lady Gaga does a great job as Harley Quinn in this role, and the music is great, and they sing, and I enjoy the singing, and I don't normally enjoy singing in movies, but I enjoy this singing, and it's like Taxi Driver meets Depressing La La Land, and that works for me.
I've heard every single word that you said, but I've never heard it in that order.
Juice, can I just say, I love this for you. I love this. I'm so happy that you got this out of this. You are the one. Every movie, this proves that every movie on planet Earth reaches someone, touches someone, is someone's, favorite or second favorite of the year.
And you know
And
who
you
gave me the
proved that
confidence to have this opinion? Rob Fishbeck
Rob
also
fucking-
agrees.
You
Joker 2 is a masterpiece in his
Cousin
words.
Rob! Cousin job.
So
Wow.
what's
Oh,
That
always
gave
gonna
me the
stick?
confidence to rate it this high and put it this high.
What's gonna
You know
stick
what?
with me with
Yeah.
Joker 2 forever?
I'm not going to
these
shame
guys-
you for it. I don't understand it, but I won't shame you for it.
I will. I'll be here all day to shame you for it.
So, Juice,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
we just
track
did.
this
How
down.
much?
I'm gonna
How much time do we have on the podcast? Like, do we have a limit of fucking
we are
3
done.
hours?
hour
'Cause
over.
Already very long.
I'll go 4 hours on why this is a bad
Benny.
movie.
Well, actually, can we have you come back on, both of you, both Benny and Moose, and we will just roast Juice's choice in Joker 2 for like a solid hour.
I can roast for
kidding,
like
dude.
4.5 hours on Joker 2. Believe
Yeah,
me.
we're gonna have you go back on for Joker 2. We're gonna watch
Our-
it because I still haven't seen it because I didn't want to
What if
because
we
I
do a
didn't
watch
like the
along?
first.
Don't.
Yes,
Can
do we
Benny
do
and
a
I
No,
watch
we're
plan
not
this
doing a
to where
watch
we're-
along. No.
Can Benny
No.
and I plan it to where we are both drinking Wild Turkey 101 when we release?
Yes, absolutely.
Like that as
I'm
well.
so
Valentine's.
Talking turkey on What the Show.
You
Yeah.
don't have to convince me to talk turkey. I will talk turkey.
But
Okay.
Everyone,
Juice.
you will
We'll go.
all
I get robbed to defend. I get robbed though. We get robbed.
Fuck.
Yes, we'll have
Juice.
someone to
We
defend.
robbed versus Benny and Moose on Joker
We're-
2.
We all.
Can
You're
we
forced
have?
invited
Can we
to
have?
watch it.
Ooh, we've done this
You
on
guys-
We've done this on the Extra Movie Butter podcast. We have done a trial of a movie
Court.
before. Movie
Movie court.
court.
Okay,
Hmm.
but you
Benny
Yeah,
and I
you should. Let's do
versus
it.
Juice and cousin Rob,
And cousin Rob.
and
On this
you,
matter.
AJ, Bethany, and Mike will be the unbiased jury, which gets
I
to
can't
decide
be
whether or
unbiased.
not Joker
This
Folia 2
happens. This is happening.
is a
Please.
good
I
movie
don't
or a
want
bad
you.
movie.
I
Sign
just
me.
don't want you to forget who you're going against.
Sign me up. Least you forget. Roll it
Juice.
out.
You just did a
Oh,
meme. You just did
You
a
heard it
meme
here
that you
first,
don't
though.
know about.
Let's
So
go
there's
to the
these
number
guys.
one. Let's go to the
Here's
number
this
one,
guy.
Benny.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh
Juice.
boy, no! Play the
Before-
play the
before
trailer. Play
this.
the trailer, please.
Not
Am I
yet.
muted?
Not yet.
No, okay.
Go ahead, AJ.
Okay. So Juice, there's this video of these guys who do like their year-end recap, and it's just like they're bros, and it's like a farce every year. And they did this thing where it was like, movie I hated. I saw the TV glow. Oh, Nickelodeon made you sad when you were growing up. I didn't. I can't relate. And then they're like, movie that made me question my identity and made me sad. Joker Folia 2. Oh, I don't want to be the Joker anymore after what they did to the Joker there.
Benny, you on my team? We're
We'll
Joker
make this
Folia
happen.
2.
I'll be on your team. Like, hey, dude, made me ask some questions, but not the Joker. All right. Are we on number one?
We're on
We
number
are on
one.
number one.
Everyone's
Number
number
ones.
one.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys about this movie. This movie
Oh my
was
God.
released internationally at like some small horror movie conventions in 2022. It was released in limited release in the US in 2024. This is the best horror movie I have seen since The Descent. This is the best comedy I have seen since probably the 90s.
Wow.
Like, I fucking love this movie. Like, this movie is insane. It is off the wall. This movie is called Here for Blood. Like, if you like horror movies, if you like comedies, this is a movie you must see. Like, I sent Mike a clip.
And
And
here,
he's gonna-
I'll play.
He's going to play this clip for you, but I want you to understand,
Oh, it's beautiful.
this
Thank
is
you.
like the 20th best scene in this fucking movie. This movie is legendary. Mike, hit the clip.
He was the first. He brought the power of the Eternal Ones to our dimension, and they blessed him with immortality. Obviously, some shit has happened over the years. The old man is still with us. Wake up! I am. I am! I'm going to feed you.
I don't know if this is
Yes.
MD 2020 talking, but yeah, I'm in.
You have to understand, this is not in the top 20 best scenes of this
In the
movie. This movie is like
Wait, what
off
is this?
the chain. This movie is called Here for Blood.
Here for
If you
blood.
like-
We're watching it. We're watching it.
Yeah, if you go ahead. This is one of my favorite movies of probably the last 20 years. This movie is fucking insane.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
Commonality between Benny and his list is most of these movies are on Tubi.
That's
Honestly,
very
there's
true.
one.
Very true. But I am telling you, like, if you see how insane that clip is, that makes the rest of the movie look fucking rational. This movie is amazing. It makes The Descent look like a decaf latte. It makes Game Night look like a comedy for small baby children. This movie changes the fucking game. Here for Blood, baby.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I think potentially.
You should be into it.
Moose, what is your number one film of 2024? That's a hard one to top.
No.
I'm about to say the same thing because I think I figured out what yours is already.
Okay, so
wait, guys! Amazing things happening in the comments right now with William Harold saying Sting retired to star in this, and then Jeremy Miller with the comment of the night. Oh, it's about a wrestler.
Yes, it
I do like
is.
that. Yeah, I do like that. Jeremy Miller.
The main star is a professional wrestler. There is so much leather and cod piece in this movie, and that is not even the major feature.
I thought
About
Jeremy,
validated.
I thought that you meant like, oh, Sting the musician. No, that's where I.
Yeah. Yep.
Steve
Agreed.
Gordon.
Yep. AJ, a good point. Agreed. Yep. Look, I will not be
Legendary.
popular for saying this on this podcast.
You're gonna be popular.
That's such a good fucking song. Seriously, if I had seen Wicked sooner, that probably would have been in my number 3 movie of the year. I chose Dune 2, you sons of bitches, as my favorite movie of the year. Yeah.
Only on a
Off my
plane.
lawn.
Only if you watch it on a plane, everyone. It's good. It's on.
It's my
It's
five.
all right.
Let me add some context to that, Bethany. So the first Dune movie I thought was
Be nice.
expertly filmed but boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the
Agreed.
second Dune movie came out. And I didn't get a chance to watch
was
them
better.
back to back on like a big screen or anything like that. My big screen was on the way back from the Maldives. I fucking sent you guys a message when I was in the Maldives and you were live
did.
streaming.
Mhm.
I had a 22-hour flight home and I watched the first Dune movie and the second Dune movie in succession with each other. And that made the first Dune movie that much more fantastic. Sorry, I understand this is not a popular opinion, but look,
We'll let you have it. We'll let you have it.
Dune 2 rocks. It rocks. I'm sorry, Denis Villeneuve is one of the best directors that we have working right now.
Oh my god.
And what he produced, shut up, Benny. And what he produced out of this movie is fucking fantastic. This movie is so good. It's action-packed. It's beautiful. The
It's hilarious.
The acting performances are fantastic. The cast is fantastic.
Javier
Oh my God,
Bardem
look
is
how many
great,
stars in this.
honestly.
Javier Bardem, Lisa Noghanim. That's the only line that Javier Bardem gives in this movie, and he fucking delivers it with Oscar-worthy performance.
Yeah.
Dune 2 is the best movie of the year. Suck it. What the show?
Maybe if I was rich enough to fly to fake countries, I would like this movie. But I'm not. This is just trimmers made by someone that doesn't know how to make fucking movies.
From the guy
I
who
watched
nominated that fucking garbage that we just
Dude, if
watched
you
right
saw
now.
this, like,
That was
you
good
would
quality.
be sterile at the simple
cinema.
masterpiece of the
I-
film.
That
I
was
watched on
the
my way back
worst
from
preview. I didn't
Copenhagen.
want to tell you this on fucking Benny and Moose there, or Extra Movie Butter podcast or whatever. That was the worst trailer I've ever seen in my life.
That movie's amazing, dude.
I will say that
Wow.
what
Shots
made Denny
fired.
Villeneuve smart is that he understands that the second half of Dune is a comedy, and that all of the rich royal fucks are stupid as fuck, and that's what makes this movie great because he understands that.
I'm gonna say something and see if this
No. It's an understanding of the source material that hasn't been adapted before, and I love that because Dune 2 is a comedy.
I think Dune 2 for men is what Wicked was for women this year. And I can respect that.
Hey! I
And
love
now
Wicked.
I'm
love
what I
Wicked.
saw the TV
Fantastic.
glow is for questioning your gender identity.
No,
What?
Fall Guy is for questioning your gender identity. I don't know what I see the TV glow for is.
AJ, what is your number one film of 2024?
I wanted it to be a bit. It is unironically the best film that I have seen this year,
Okay.
and it was a 3-year running gag. Amy Adams is Night Bitch.
She finally has a moment. This has been a 3-year running gag on the show.
You, as a man, don't think about what we owe women to our society after watching this movie. Fuck you. Frankly.
Fuck you. I agree. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna agree.
Holy shit, the performance that she gives. And I'd say that to a body horror element, it's not as graphics as a substance, but it is as visceral and emotional. And there's a scene where, like, another one of the core scenes of the year for me is when she's at a dinner with her artist friends, and she orders a kale salad, and she has this animal instinct. It's the instinct to be free, and it's the message that, like, I'm not as free as my fucking house pet. Oh my god, this movie is insane.
Amy Adams.
Watch Night Bitch. It's on Hulu.
Ooh, yeah.
Night Bitch. And this movie has haunted us for 3 years. I'm so excited it's finally out.
That's my mom's nickname, so I'm definitely going to.
Oh, okay.
The
You
old
will
Night
apologize to your mother.
I don't know what your number one movie is,
I
but let's
don't.
all say it in unison. Everybody, you ready? If you feel it. Yeah, he fucking put fireworks in a twister. Tell me you haven't seen cinema that good.
The second that happened, it was not coming off number one. The second there were fucking fireworks shot into a tornado, it was number one, and it was never leaving that spot.
No, Chance, you're wrong. Y2K is a perfect film. Twister is the okay. Let's break this down. Okay, everyone. This was my number 2 film, and I know everyone's like, "Wow!" Like, look.
First off, Janice is a visionary. Just saying.
Oh, Deacons, audio's gone. Deacons.
But it's a credible beat. Like,
Hello, are we back?
Yes.
you're
Okay.
back.
So, what I'm gonna say, I understand that there is better movies that are made. Like, I get that. They're more like quote unquote quality films. But let me tell you why Twisters is amazing. First of all, because it's amazing. Second of all, I think that it is like bringing what is lacking in movies in the last, like, let's say decade. It's bringing back those 90s vibes in which, like, I love a little sentimentality in my action movies, to be honest. I love that, like, it starts off with the dead boyfriend and the dead friends and whatever, like, and that makes me sound terrible. But you know what I mean? Like action movies used to, like, have heart and stakes, and I feel like this movie brought that kind of in the beginning. You're like, oh, I understand why she became the person that she is, yada, yada, yada. Love that. I love that they let you, like, actually pause on the sentimental moments. Tyler Owens is a motherfucking, like, star. Like, he is exactly like, first of all, Glenn Powell is a literally movie star. He is a movie star in which we have been lacking for probably, I don't know, literally 15 years.
The most charismatic actor
Yes.
we've seen in
This is what
how
we've
long?
been missing. It is just
Tom
it's
Cruise.
fun, and it's
Yeah,
fun and it's loud and it's exactly what you want out of a summer blockbuster. And if you're telling me that you didn't enjoy the ride, you're wrong. The soundtrack, like everything about it is like giving. I miss movie soundtracks. I miss just everything about it is so dumb and stupid and so phenomenal. Like, again, like we said, we like picking our movies off of like, what are we going to rewatch? What is going to stand the test of time for us? And we have already rewatched Twisters. It's great. It's great. It's a great film.
It's so good.
Great. Yep.
If I
So-
may throw something in here,
Go ahead, Benny.
the original Twisters is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Like every
And-
year, as soon as the
Right.
first tornado warning in Ohio hits, Twister is
season.
booted up on my streaming services and I watch it. And like that Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney rom-com like last year,
Yeah.
I hated that movie so much.
Yeah.
And when they said that Glenn Powell was going to star in the Twisters like reboot, I was so nervous. And when I saw this movie, I was so relieved at how good it was.
Yes.
Like I know that like every year now, as soon as that first tornado hits, I can watch Twister and then I can watch Twisters and I can be happy and I can live in the Midwest and be joyous.
Yes.
And maybe the people on the coast don't understand what joy is, but let me tell you what joy is. It's watching Twisters and then Twisters when your life is in danger. That's what happiness is, you bitches.
I'm gonna take that from you, Midwestern folk.
I'm gonna give
Too
a
loud.
West Coast opinion. We had fiery Twisters like last week. Just saying.
Yes.
Wow.
Number one, Chance Ellison is a visionary. He understands where I'm going.
No.
Y2K.
No.
Thank you, Chance. Number two is that, and this is a more personal effect. My wife and I do not have kids. In 2024, we lost Darby the dog. He was our beloved bulldog,
Yes.
and
He was a
And this
good dude.
he was the best dude, my friend. And when that the first weekend that he started to decline was when the movie Twisters came out. We went and saw Twisters. My wife and I went after we had taken Darby to the vet, and we had him on all kinds of drugs, and he was resting out. So we went to the vet, and a few weeks later, he ended up passing away. Yeah, listen. At 12 and a half years, if you keep a bulldog at 12 and a half years, you were doing fucking something right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. And I also have cried a lot in 2024. And my vow in 2025 is to not cry anymore and to celebrate Darby the dog. Darby the dog would be having a shot of whiskey with all of us, probably a shot of bum wine with all of you,
Oh, yeah.
maybe some Mountain Dew with AJ, probably a little wild turkey with Benny. Some Evan Williams with Dr. Juice. Darby
Yes.
knew how to fucking party. I'll just say that.
Yes.
All that being said, Twisters rocks.
Twisters rocks, y'all. It really does.
Darby the
It's-
dog approves.
Yes.
The most
I
And that's
approve.
high. That's a high
Twisters.
the
honor.
most
Twister is
fun
fantastic.
movie of 2024.
And
Yeah.
it came at the
Preach.
right time for my wife and I. So this movie hits
Yes.
so much harder for
Yes.
us. Yeah, this movie's great.
Yes,
Um,
Twisters. All
Speaking
right,
a little
we're-
bit to it too, just the part where they show like the communities coming together after the trash, like there's heart to that movie.
Yes.
Like, and we all need to kind of remember, like I saw a tweet from Adam Witt, who had to evacuate from the fires, and said,
On the night he was
Basically-
supposed to be on our street.
yeah,
Wow.
and basically saying, I don't think we're ever going to see Americans unite after a tragedy again. He's talked about, I don't know, I don't want to be too sentimental, but that little piece of that there, just something that kind of hits the heart. So there's
Yeah.
a good heart to that movie. So
I agree. Especially in a year where we had such a hard hurricane season. And then obviously the West Coast dealing with the terrible wildfires. Yes, I think
everything.
that is, yeah.
It's important to show that.
Exactly. Speaking of, not speaking of, but kind of Twister related, sort of, because it's in the universe of Oz. We've made it to my number one movie, which a few of you have punted, which is of fucking course Wicked. Hello.
Let's go,
the
Bethany.
difference,
Fuck
right?
all the
So
rest of them. It's just you and me. Let's go.
Okay. Everyone, wait for it. I'm about to go on a whole diatribe. Okay, sorry. Everyone, just give me my moment, and then you can jump in. Okay.
Bring it.
Wicked is literally. Okay. I can't even. All right, so it's a big musical theater girly. This movie is something that we've all been waiting to see be put to screen for a very long time. It's been in the works. It's been talked about. What's interesting is Universal's actually held the rights before the musical was ever made, right? So this movie has been in the works for years. And it's one of those things, much like I think 2016's, 2016's Rogue One really hit at a great time, which when I saw that movie as someone was about to take office, and the movie literally ended up on Hope, that meant a lot to me and it resonated a lot with me. And I think that this movie, even though it's literally been in the works since the 90s, was literally meant to hit exactly when it did. It hit at the exact perfect time. And I was someone who, as a fan of the musical, was very skeptical of the casting news. We all remember where we were when Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande was cast. And no offense to Ariana Grande, but she was the person I was worried about. I was never concerned about Cynthia Erivo because, again, there was a reason that the year when when Hamilton swept the Tonys, that Cynthia Erivo was like the only person who won in acting, because she's fucking phenomenal. She is a beast at what she does, y'all. So I was never concerned about her, but I was someone who, as only knows Ariana from her pop career, was concerned about her. Now, with that said, I cannot stress enough how literally blown away I was by Ariana Grande in this performance. And not to make the joke that we've made like 5 times already tonight, but if she is not nominated in an acting category, I will burn Hollywood down again because she literally is Linda. Like, I have never been so. I was amazed.
There's one thing I don't get. One thing, real quick. Her name is Grande, but she's mucho Paquita.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is very much. But she was phenomenal. Cynthia Erivo was, again, absolutely blew me. Everyone, honestly, in this cast, John, like, I cannot. He needs to make every movie musical from here on out. He was just like, it's so good. But again, with that said, this movie was meant to come out when it did. And as a woman in this country right now, who literally, Mike can attest, has gone through some emotions the last through a couple months, this movie coming out when it did could not have meant more to me. The soundtrack, being able to blast it, could not have meant more to me. Going and seeing it with a group of women, the first time I went to go see it, and the 2 times I've seen it twice in theaters. I'm going to rewatch it a million times. I can't wait for part 2 to come out. But I went to go see it with a group of girlfriends, and I went to go see it with my nieces, who are literally right now are 5 and 7, and they sat through an almost 3-hour movie and were captivated, y'all. Like, that is what Oz does to you. That is, and again, it's a girl who grew up dressing as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz basically every Halloween. Like, the Oz world means so much to me. Wicked means so much to me. And the scene in Defying Gravity when Cynthia Erivo is falling and she sees her younger self, stop it right now. And she reaches out to her younger self. I can't. I'm sorry. If you're not crying, you're not human. That scene is everything. In our Lord's year 2024, again, this is a song that has been out for 20 years, but her saying, no wizard that there is or was is ever going to bring me down, has never resonated more as a woman. It is chef's kiss. I can't wait for part 2. I've droned on long enough, but it is just a perfect film. It is a perfect movie musical. It is the perfect timing that it could have come out, the perfect cast, the perfect director. Give it all the awards. I'm sorry, Amelia Perez. I don't know how you won the Golden Globe over this. It is great. Okay, thank you. I yield my time.
I'm going to chime in first because I feel like I might be the only one on Bethany's side here. I love a good musical. This movie fucking is so good. It's so good. Okay, so I saw this movie. And then a week later, I saw the actual play. I saw the Broadway play. Mm-hmm. And then I came back to this movie again, like 2 weeks ago. Maybe less. I'm sorry. My wife and I watched this last weekend. One, the play is awesome. Of course, the play is awesome.
Yes.
There's a reason why this was the most coveted Broadway musical being advertised to Hollywood. But then 2, John M. Chu, I loved this movie way more than the play. And I cannot wait for the next movie.
He just gets it. If y'all haven't seen, I'm sure most of you have probably seen his adaptation of In the Heights, but this man knows how to do a movie musical. Like, give him literally every movie musical that needs to be made, because
Everyone.
I don't know what's going on in his brain, but he gets it. And I'm like,
He gets it.
thank you.
Counterpoint, Bethany. Way less people saw In the Heights than saw Wicked.
Yes. And
Fine.
literally, as I got we got out of Wicked, and I was with 3 friends who did not know, or not like big musical theater nerds as I am. I was like, I'm not sure if you all are aware of In the Heights, but the director that directed this directed that. And if you're looking for something, it was around Thanksgiving that we went and saw it. I was like, if you're looking for something to watch over Thanksgiving, like I was like pimping him out. I was like, please go watch In the Heights because it's so good.
Correct.
Dude, Wicked rocks. Wicked rocks. I'm with you, Bethany. 100%. Wicked is amazing. I cannot wait for the second edition of this movie to come out. But I oh my God, I understand so much. At first, I was like, why is he making 2 movies? Oh, I get it, money. But then I saw the first. Yes,
and you're like, I get it.
Yeah. And then I went out of order. And like, I went to movie, I went to play, and then I went back to the movie, and I was like, I get it.
It's so good. It's so good. Like, everything.
You got something here, pal.
I'm usually someone who's like, no, we could cut this. The pacing did. I was like, I would like the full director's cut of this. I want every single scene in this. Like, there's nothing you need to cut.
Every bit of it.
It's just
so I was getting ready to watch the movie, and I realized, like, I haven't seen Wizard of Oz since I was a kid. I need to rewatch that before I do anything else. Okay. And I did, and I was so glad that I did, because what a joy that movie is. I mean,
y'all, that movie came out in 1939, and I still think is one of the greatest movies that has ever been. Like, what they did in that film, like, stop it.
Of all time.
Yeah.
The great. Things that I, like, had been forgotten came back, like, rushing back. The song, it was mostly songs. Like,
yeah, there's so many good songs in Wizard of Oz, and you forget it, but it's so good. I quote
all the all dialogue
way more than I think people realize. But yeah, if you're not like Scarecrow, I think I'll miss you most of all to people on a regular basis. What are you doing with your life?
Right.
Truly, what are you doing? Juice.
If people finally, you've reached 2 hours and 20 minutes.
We have gone so long tonight.
We have a lot of thoughts and feelings about movies, y'all. This is how we all became friends, okay? So bear with us.
But we're only 5 minutes away from reaching the runtime of the greatest movie of 2024, and that is a local Kohler boy, David Leitch directed movie. The Fall Guy is the greatest movie of 2024.
Great movie. Great movie.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was
Ryan Gosling is phenomenal. Yeah, you can watch.
Really, why did people not go see this movie? So
or you can watch The Fall Guy and have it all happen at once.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're watching Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt and Aaron Taylor Johnson and Hannah Waddington and all the other cats, whatever. And it's fantastic. And
I agree.
It's tops and turns and turves and curves, whatever the saying is. And it's wonderful, and you have a great time.
It's so much fun. It literally was. If Twisters didn't exist, it was the most fun movie of the year.
And truly, yeah, such a love letter to stunts, which I think is honestly such an impressive part of movie making.
Showing how, like the actual making, like with the stunts, was amazing.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that The Fall Guy is longer than Megalopolis?
Oh my God. Megalopolis.
I googled it just in the middle of what you were mentioning, just because I was like, "Is this gonna happen? Is this going down?"
AJ brought it up.
It's truly the Fall Guy was so good, and I'm so sad that it didn't do better for Moose in fantasy football and just in general because I think it was such a great movie. So many great movies. He did come. He came at 9.
Both Ashling and Blunt did
Let's all
such fun performances.
remember that I would have possibly been a champion if it wasn't for the fact that the Green Bay Packers hate me.
Stupid Green Bay Packers.
Fuck you, Green Bay Packers. They hate us all.
I think Benny has a. I feel like Benny has a quote-worthy quote.
Yes. May I go on like 2 combined rants?
Absolutely.
Please and thank you.
All right.
It's demanded, actually.
So one, I understand that I do not look or sound like someone that likes musicals, but in the last 2 weeks, I have watched Wicked, Amelia Perez, and Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you are, singing Sure with a fringe on top in front of Ira.
That's right. And so I'll say this. Wicked is not for me, but it is an amazingly crafted movie. Okay. So if you are somebody that it will culturally resonate with, you will love it. Like, it is a wonderfully crafted movie. Like I said,
motherfucker, you hated this movie yesterday.
I did. Like the movie. Like, I'm not saying like this movie is for me. Like, I'm not going to sit down and watch it, but the movie is like super well made. Like, the cinematography is great. The set design is great. Like, the makeup is great. Like, it's a well-made movie. It's just not for me.
Yeah, okay.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn.
I didn't know that. Carry on.
Yes. And aside from that, like Fall Guy is impressive to me because it is like, this is my impression of like.
Are we still live?
I don't care if we are. If we're off air, I don't care.
Let's go, Betty.
Yeah, so this is my impression of like the meeting inside of Fall Guy. Like, we're going to spend $300 million on this one set piece. Are we going to make it so dark we can't see it? You better fucking believe it. We are.
Yeah,
like
$160 million.
Yeah, like the movie, like, oh my God, like they go through so much choreography and they make it their personal mission to make sure you can't see it. Oh my God, why?
Did you know that Wallace Shawn has a cameo in Fall Guy?
But do you know something? What happens in Princess Bride? You can fucking see Wallace Shawn's face.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
I lied.
And had he died in Fall Guy, no one would have ever seen it.
The #1 movie of 2025, 2024 is Argyle.
Oh, no.